Excuse me.
What was that?
I will not excuse
A burp.
Sounded strange.
Dude, I did a bit of a hiccup and then a burp.
you. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
We want to know more about your bottle.
What, hiccuping and burping?
Gas,
It's all good stuff.
exertions.
It's because I'm drinking Guinness.
Okay. No, you're not.
Pardon?
You're not allowed to drink Guinness. What are you talking about?
I am, look. Just
It's
about
got
put
iron
it
in
in.
it. You can drink it.
Yeah,
Oh,
look.
some sort of-
Perfect. Bit of Guinness.
So alcohol-free Guinness?
Yeah,
that
it
what that
is.
Are you kidding me? That's a travesty against everything.
No, do you know what? It tastes, it did now. They've invested millions. It's good.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, I'm going to smoke this meth-free meth.
Yeah, but it's good for you.
I'm not going to say it's good for you. It's less unhealthy than the
No,
other
no,
stuff.
it's actually good for you
No,
without
no,
the
no.
alcohol in
No,
it. It's
no,
good
no.
for you, Jim.
Let me
Trust
have
me.
this.
It's true. It's true.
Like anybody fucking gives a shit.
Beer, if you didn't have the alcohol, is actually quite good for you.
Crack cocaine is actually good.
It is. It's good for you.
Honestly.
If you didn't have the cracking, it'd be
guy
fine.
told me about it.
It'd be fine
Well,
without
according
the
to
crack.
medicalnewstoday.com, beer may have certain health benefits such as decreasing the risk of heart disease and osteoporosis. So there you go.
Correct. Without the alcohol, though, it's even healthier.
Yes. Okay.
So there you go.
well,
You see, you learn something new every day, dude.
I'm ready, by the way.
That's right. Okay, let's start
Okay.
this piece of crap.
Let's do it.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here it comes, people. Yeah, come on.
Just moronic commentary and stupid sound effects. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
The fellas will tell you about every single game that you play this week. News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite savior. What's that weird cat? It's the veteran gamers.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. It's the veteran gamers.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah, boy.
Something's
Switch
happening.
that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
Pork chop sandwiches.
Okay, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted.
Hello and welcome to episode 710 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, 710. Here we go again. What's up, fam? I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
And I'm Chinny.
And we are not military veterans. We're veterans of the gaming lifestyle, people.
Wham, 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 wham.
Yeah, we
And guess
are.
what, bitches?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
streaming
Guess
on
what?
YouTube and Twitch.
No,
What,
no, no.
bitch, is what?
Better than that.
Better.
Uh-oh. He's got
Uh-oh.
something to show us.
Uh-oh.
Holding up something.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Here
Oh,
we go.
oh.
I'm excited.
He's got a
I am
baby.
excited.
Haven't got a baby
Oh, my
yet.
God. Oh, my God. I'm
We got
excited.
merch, baby.
Yeah! We got merch.
Wow, that's quite impressive.
Awesome. Now, some of us already have merch. We got the veteran
Yep,
gamers shirts
yep.
that we're
Yeah,
wearing.
well, fans don't
audio
send
listeners
fans
are
don't
very
send me
sorry.
free stuff, so well, that's fine.
Well, that's
Ba, ba,
because
ba,
you're a
ba.
loser.
Ba, ba,
Oh,
ba,
very
ba.
cute. The
Hey, that was
drawings of our
pretty good.
faces.
So we
I'm
got
impressed.
the
Yeah.
mug face, the mug shot faces of us. So that's cool.
They're beautiful.
These
On
are
a white
good.
shirt, looking sexy.
We got a hoodie.
Ooh, a veteran
wow,
gamers
fucking hell,
hoodie.
hoodie as well.
I'm actually gonna get one. Of these
Audio
myself.
listeners, this has a hood on it.
So for
And
the
the logo
audio
on the
listeners,
left
by the way,
chest.
we're gonna tweet these out, thread them. I don't know. Also, there's going to be a channel on our Discord where it's just going to be where you can see these t-shirts, and if you want
That's
one,
right.
So,
And
'cause
a link to buy them.
somebody messaged me saying, "Oh, like I just want to buy one. Can I just buy one?" I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine." But I can't remember.
It's
who you are,
coming.
so you're just gonna have to remember.
Also, audio listeners,
Yourself.
you should be
But
watching
that's-
us on the video.
but that's
'cause
the
it's
audio.
awesome.
You know, that's so the hoodie. Do
I
you like
hate
the-
'em.
Do you like the hoodie? Fire?
Yeah, it
I'm
looks
liking the hoodie.
slick.
I'm liking the
I want
hoodie.
one. Is it zip up or pullover?
It's pullover. It's a pullover.
Pullover. I'm not as fond of the pullovers, but that's okay.
That's okay. And then we got Stu's t-shirt.
Oh, come on, let's see this.
Which is
Oh yeah,
Oh,
just
come on,
play
man, that
it.
looks
which is
great.
just a little rip
Awesome.
on the Nike t-shirt, but it's just play
Yeah, it
instead
is.
of just do
Just
it.
play it, baby.
I like that. It's
Then
looking
we
good.
got my
Oh, here we go.
catchphrase, which is
Here we go.
fuck this game, I'm done. T-shirt.
I just want to say, f this game.
Nice.
I'm done.
Have you ever wanted to wear that sound clip as a T-shirt? Well, now you can.
No, you can't.
Oh, and I haven't seen this one.
Hold on.
I
Oh, and
assume
he's
this is
Duke's.
mine.
This is Duke's.
Yeah.
Yep. There's one here, and this one's Duke's. So this one is something's happening.
There you go.
Something's happening.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Something's happening.
Hooray!
Duke, the problem is the one that you rejected is too good that I still might make it. It's just too good.
It's just too good.
All right, well,
Too
stay
good.
tuned, people. If you don't know what we're talking about, because
just
I don't
too
think we
good.
mentioned it to anyone. So,
Yeah.
there's a secret
Oh, hold on.
bonus T-shirt
Is
that
this-
might
is-
happen.
What's this one then?
This is just
Hold
a
up.
sort
Is
of
this the
small-
secret bonus
is
one?
like the- no.
All right, okay. This one
Alright.
just a small logo.
That's for the
So-
baby.
What I'll say, I'll come back to the microphone now.
What's that weird cat?
So we've got pretty much at the moment we've got like about 2 of each, in a couple of different sizes and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to message the Patreons first. I'm going to go through those
Yeah.
people. So if you've been a Patreon for us any time, even if you've quit, even if you've like abandoned it, totally fine. I'm going to message you in alphabetical order because that's the order that Patreon lists you. And if you've been with us for 3 months or more, I'm going to message you and send you a shirt for free with my
Oh
own
snap!
blood, sweat, and tears all over the t-shirt.
F-R-E-E, free, no charge.
So you'll be getting a message from me on Patreon, so look out for that.
Yeah.
I will post those t-shirts. Maybe we'll do a few more. Well, I'll post those t-shirts on our Discord on a locked thread, so you won't be able to chat on it, but you'll just be able to see them. And then I'm working on, basically putting them on a site called Redbubble. So Redbubble, it's not the cheapest thing, but like Amazon was proving just too
That's
hard.
what we're going for: quality over
Yeah,
cheap.
so-
Not
so-
everything needs to be cheap.
So yeah, I mean, what I could do is I could just get them off because the guy that I found to do these now lives 2 minutes from my house. 2
Oh,
minutes.
beautiful.
And he's a legitimate businessman. So
Legit.
he does all these, but he does loads of
Legit.
like prints for loads of stuff.
So these are his. These are the ones
Cool.
he's done.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
guessing,
done
are they?
these ones. Yeah, and
Awesome.
he delivered them to my house, right? So that's
Nice.
Goodness.
and he really liked them as well. He's like, "Oh, I really like these. Like, these are really funny." I
Well,
like
you can't have them for free. You give them to us, and we
can't,
sell them
yeah.
to you at
So
retail.
you gotta
Yeah, he'll
sign
be
for them.
he'll be printing some himself. He'll be coming round with one on.
Exactly. So,
he's got bootleg
basically, so
goods.
I'll post up on for the audio listeners. I'll post it on our Discord, and you get to see what they look like. Yeah. So, and maybe I'll just get him to print them, and I'll just post them to myself. Depends how many I've got
Well,
to
you
deal
can
with.
see how it goes, couldn't you? If you get inundated, maybe then you'll have to look at doing a shop.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I just like make my garage into some sort of sweatshop.
There you go.
You know, so I could do
As
that.
soon as the baby gets old enough, get to work, kid.
Get to work. So yeah,
Ah.
it's but the one that we come up with Duke, which Duke rejected, is too good.
It's too good, isn't
It's
it?
too
And when
good, Duke.
you came up with it on the spur of the moment. We had like a bit of an amalgamation of listener stuff and input from us, and then you just came up with this idea.
Doodled
which
it, and I can
was just too
understand.
good.
I can understand Duke's reasoning. I really can.
I can, but it was just too good.
I don't care if you make it a shirt. I'm just saying I'm not going to buy that one. I'm buying like 6 copies of the Something's Happening shirt.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
If
fine.
anybody
good.
doesn't
Too
know
good.
what's up with Something's Happening, it's the grossest thing in the world, but I will put a link to the video in the YouTube chat so you can see what it is.
Something's happening. I'm just checking that he put the apostrophe on the something. Did he do that?
Happening. It's just too good.
Oh, he did. He did. I told him to put the apostrophe S on there, Duke,
Yeah.
because on the preview that he didn't do it, and I checked it, and I didn't want it to be wrong because I was like, well, this is like an English teacher we're talking here, so
Yeah, it's going to be
right.
annoyed if it's
I
wrong.
don't want an English teacher wearing a
Sometimes people
t-shirt.
make proofs before
Yeah.
you do the thing. All right. Anything else about the t-shirt merch?
No, just that I
right.
will be posting them, so look out for them. And then if you
Yeah.
are a Patreon or was a Patreon, look into your Patreon account, and you will
We're
get
going
a
to give you
message from
some
me.
free stuff, Patreon
Yeah.
people, because
You-
you've given us money.
The-
And everybody who hasn't given us money in the past,
So the only thing is, you don't have to join our Patreon. You can just ask, and
No.
I haven't worked out a price, but they cost me about like, it depends how many I get, but like $13.99.
That's not too
each,
terrible,
I think,
is it?
If I look on the
Yeah,
receipt,
yeah.
the
so we'll
hoodies,
sell them for $29.99.
the
Yeah,
hoodies,
exactly.
the
Make
hoodies
some
are a bit.
cash.
Well, I'm not selling them for $13.99 because I got to fucking post them as well.
Cash.
Right?
No,
There
you're
you
going to
go.
charge
Plus
for
postage and
Yeah,
shipping.
and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. The hoodies are a bit more expensive. I think they might be $16.99.
Of course.
But you know, like
That's still pretty low. How much do you
pretty
pay
good
for a
quality
hoodie
goods.
these days? Hoodies,
Yeah,
you're
it's
talking
not too
like
bad.
30
Exactly.
quid plus,
Especially a
aren't they?
one-of-a-kind hoodie. These are
Yeah,
all
exactly.
custom
It's
made.
pretty good.
It's pretty
Not
good.
really. Yeah. All right. Is it time for us then to
Oh,
talk
there's
about our
one
health?
more thing. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Okay. okay.
There's one more thing that I want to talk about. Now, I don't know if you remember this, right? But this time last year, we did a competition that I can now fulfill.
What?
Okay.
It's
Finally, you've been waiting for a year for your prizes, people.
So there is a competition where I think it might have been writers or random people in the chat, right? And it's on the show notes. So if you scroll down on the show notes, right at the bottom, there is T-shirt draw, 21st of August, 28th of August, 4th of September, 11th of September, 18th of September.
Oh my God, you did!
So I didn't forget. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all those names in a hat, and we're gonna draw out 2, and they win 2.
Okay.
Okay.
You will eventually get a T-shirt, people. Just
so there.
And you can choose which one
7
you want, I
years
guess.
to get them done.
What's the designs?
That, to be fair, they might have to just get whatever they're given. I'll just make sure they've got the right time. Because the other thing is, I've got a limited. I can order a few more and stuff. So if there's one more that's obviously more popular than the others, I'll order a few more of them. And obviously, I'm going to get you guys a few of them as well, and whatnot. So I'll be doing another order again. Yeah, and just a bit of fun. So it's finally here. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
I know, but these things take quality takes, and we have to come up with the ideas, didn't we? That's hard in itself.
And also, there's nothing stopping us coming up with more ideas. Do you know what I mean? Just
you had some other designs once upon a time, Chinny, and I thought some of those were pretty.
Yeah, like the ones that are on the
maybe
stream.
we can make those into bumper stickers or something.
Yeah, no, the ones that are on the stream. So if you look at the stream now, there's ones where we charging and all that sort of stuff. So I've got graphics like that we could do. So there's loads of stuff where I could just.
Well, Derek's saying, when are you getting the Keep On Gaming merch?
Well, that's up to him. That's his that's his stuff. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff now.
Sorry, not Derek. It's not Derek.
It's not Derek. It's not Derek.
Not Derek. No. It's not Derek.
Yes. So there you go. Sorry, I will stop talking about merch. It's there.
Okay, merch is happening now. It's time for us to talk about our health. And as promised, I made a new jingle.
Nice.
Here we go.
Health. It's time to talk about health.
I'm sad about my knees. Sad about my knees. Sad about my knees.
Oh my God.
I don't know whether that's better or worse.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know what's going down.
I think.
Don't hate. Celebrate.
I think, Dick, I think that one made me unhealthy. That listening to that.
I think it's one of those. It's a bit Marmite. I actually like this one.
It's fantastic.
Like it.
Just
like
say
it.
awesome job, Duke. Thank you for spending half an hour on that.
It's
Thanks,
brilliant.
Right.
But I actually love the Threads one. So, but the problem is in 2 years' time, Threads will be dead. Do you know what I mean? No one will ever know what it is.
Threads will be dead. There you go.
Yeah. So it's I get leg cramps. It really sucks in the middle of the night.
Have you measured your vitamin B12?
No, everyone.
Yes,
That's what
I've
everyone
done
says.
all sorts of things to try to get it. The main things that help are stretching and drinking a lot of water.
Okay.
Suddenly, yesterday, we didn't have access to water in the evening. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. But I woke up in the middle of the night with this leg cramp, and oh my God. Now, here's the crazy thing. A lot of times when they hit, there's nothing you can really do about it except wait for them to go away. And I think somehow it hit, and then I sat up, and sitting up just ended it. So it was really bizarre. So I'm very grateful for that. But sometimes if you walk around, that can sometimes also help out a little bit. So I don't know. I've basically been out of it. I woke up at 4 a.m. with that, and it really sucked to have leg cramps.
Crampy's one of those
things.
Bit of a nap. Crampy's one of those things where it's it is sort of painful, but obviously you can make it go away pretty easily most of the time. But it's just really annoying as well because it can just sort of kick off any time. Yeah, I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
And I also know that it's exacerbated by sitting for too long during the day. So when I have a day off like I did yesterday, it was and especially Friday, I did a whole bunch of stuff. It felt like I'm going to just play games on Saturday. And I think I sat around too much. So I need to remind myself to get up, walk around, move, people. You don't want deep vein thrombosis.
No, you don't. That's very bad.
So watch your posture.
Can I just say, this time last year, I was just recovering from my first ever bout of COVID.
Yes.
And then I got it. This time this year, Millie and Adam have just been to Paris on holiday whilst we were away in Wales.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And guess what they brought back with them?
Oh no!
A
they
crappy
brought back
little Eiffel
COVID.
Tower.
No. They brought the COVID back.
Ah,
Adam
jeez.
has managed to get COVID for the first time ever.
Wow.
So he's
been
never
pretty
had
lucky.
it. And we kept saying, must be immune to it. He must be immune because he's been in places where people have had it. He's mixed with people who had it. Never
He
caught
licked
it.
a bunch of doorknobs.
So he went to Paris, licked the Eiffel Tower, and there
Yeah.
you go. He's come back with COVID. So they've been banished. It's weird, right? We picked him up from the bloody airport yesterday. So I sat in a car with them for 40 minutes. So that's not great.
No.
And then obviously they went to Millie's room last night and we didn't really see him very much. So that's quite good. Didn't mix with him last night. He sat next to me on the sofa for about an hour this morning, but at the other end of the sofa. So who knows? Hopefully I won't catch it again, but we've banished him now
Hopefully you
because his
won't.
mum and dad are away. So they've
Yeah.
gone to his house to stay. So
Yeah.
and Millie, although she's not tested positive, doesn't feel very well. So it's highly
Uh-oh.
likely she's got it as well.
Yeah. Well,
I
it
hope
doesn't
everybody
show
recovers
up
quickly.
till a few days later. That's why it's so contagious.
No, she's got a sore throat and,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
feeling
She's
a
got
bit
all the
rough.
signs. She got all the
But she
signs.
hasn't tested. But you do test positive eventually. So
Yeah.
So she's stopping there. So we banished both of them. And then she said today, we went and dropped shopping off. And she's like, oh, can we come back on Wednesday? Then we were like, no.
No.
Right.
Stay
and then
away for at least 5 days.
Right. And then
Yeah.
she said, this is the best bit. And she said, yeah, but his mum and dad are back on Wednesday. And I said, yeah, right. And why would we I'm like, has his mum and dad got heart failure? And she's like, oh no. And I'm like, well, probably
that's
it's
the other
better
thing is that
with
it's
the
very
healthier
important.
people.
That's the thing is that it's so tempting for some of us to get it and feel like, okay, it's a bad cold. It's not a big deal. But it's important to remember that we have a lot of immunocompromised friends out here in the
Yeah.
world. People have long COVID and have issues for years afterwards.
Yeah.
People who are pregnant. Like, there's a lot of reasons why you don't want to keep spreading this thing. We are still in the middle
No,
of a
and
pandemic.
I'll be honest, right? The second time I had it, I was barely ill, and I was fine. But it doesn't mean to say I'm going to be like that every time, does it?
Well,
And I'm
exactly.
like,
And
I
you
don't
never
want to
know
find
who you
out.
might get.
I don't
You
want
never
to
know
find
who you
out.
might get sick. And there's people you pass in the street. There's people you might be
Yeah.
eating near in a restaurant who are at risk. So we got to
Yeah.
stay safe, people. Even
That's
though we're
it. Even
past
now,
the worst of it.
It's still
not all
spreading,
gone.
man. It is still.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right,
So
Chinny,
anyway,
you
we'll see
got to
what
say
happens.
about your health.
So I've had my 4th B12 injection, and
Yeah.
I can.
Are you feeling better?
I can safely say that I feel loads better. I do
Good.
very, very occasionally get the strange pins and needles or the feeling of water being spilt on my foot, but it's way more rare. I mean, it was literally every hour of the day before, where it's now it's like
weird.
maybe once a day, maybe. So it's my nerves are slowly repairing themselves by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So.
That's good.
I recommend
good
you
news.
try listening to the album Electrosoma. That was the debut album from the electronic music group B12.
See, that's the only thing that Juice told the joke. We have no idea what he's talking
Yeah, that's
about.
what Duke does, though, isn't it?
That's what he does.
Somebody out there, though, I think somebody might have heard B12 before, and they're like, oh,
Maybe.
I get it. You never know.
Yeah,
I always
know.
say write in if you get those jokes. Nobody ever does.
No one ever does because they know.
No one ever does.
They never get
But
it.
someday it might happen. All right, let's have a story then.
It's time for a story, it's time for a story, a very special story, especially for you. It's time for a story, it's time for a story. Sit down and listen now, don't be a Jew.
We
Speaking
can't.
of
We
Jews,
can't
I
have
am
story
one.
time and health corner at the
No,
same
Well,
yeah,
it's just gonna be
it's
real
too
quick.
much,
Don't
it's
worry.
too much.
Yeah.
I'm playing Rocket League last night, right? And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just jamming a little bit. We're about to go out to dinner. The Duchess has been out in the farm all day, so she's getting a shower. I hear something. Ah, ah. I'm like, oh my God, the dog is dead or something. I go running upstairs. The dog's fine. He's just resting on the couch. Duchess, were you yelling for me? Yes. What? The water just stopped. I'm
Oh
like,
no.
what do you do when the water just stops? Especially in this house, we're out in the country. I don't know how the water system works. Normally in the city, we call the water utility and we're like, what the hell happened to our water? No, we can't do that here. Every house has its own system. So fortunately on the water pump, tank, there's a number like questions, problems, call us. So I call this random number, and this woman picks up and she walks me through it. She's like, you might need a new pump. We might need to put our truck in your backyard. Can we get to it? And we're like, I don't know. The Duchess is with a towel. We're looking in the backyard. I think you can get to it. Anyway, the guy came out today and he fixed it, and it wasn't cheap because, you know, emergency weekend prices.
Well, yeah, boy,
But we didn't want to wait till Monday because, you know, here's the thing. If anybody out there listening to my voice, if you've taken a shower or flushed a toilet in the last 24 hours, give thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't realize how much you appreciate that act of simply flushing a toilet until you tell yourself, all right, we don't have a whole lot of water in this house. We need to poop as little as possible.
Yeah, I don't want to be pooping more than you need to poop.
Yeah.
Do you piss in the farm? Do you just piss out in the field?
Well, no, it's okay because we didn't need to flush it after peeing. That's
No.
okay. You can pee on.
You don't have to flush it
You
after
don't want a bunch of
dumping.
solid stuff waiting around in
Well,
toilets.
You know.
Meh.
good
It
for
all
the-
worked out okay.
Good.
Our hygiene is fine. I actually enjoyed washing. I usually enjoy washing the dishes, but I enjoyed washing them even more when there wasn't something
Yes.
doing it today.
I had about
And now I have a big jug of water.
about a month ago. I pressed the toilet flush mechanism and nothing. I was like, no, that's weird. No water. And then I was like,
Ugh.
oh no, there's no water in any of the taps. I was like, oh no. But luckily it was the water thing, and they just twisted off and switched it on somewhere. I don't know.
Sure.
Just turn it on
and
off
then
again.
so I was talking to the guy, the repairman, and I said, you know, this is not quite as horrifying as when our sewage system backed up. And he said, oh yeah, that sounds bad. Fortunately, in my job, I only ever deal with clean water. And I was like, you know, he said the pay is better if you do deal with sewage,
I
but
bet.
he doesn't. And I said, yeah, I guess there's a reason why people make that their number 2 choice.
So you did
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Nice.
Get it?
Yeah.
Number 2.
I would have
number
said
2
something
choice,
like,
get it.
yeah, you shit on the. Oh, you're leaving. Okay, yeah, no worries.
It's a
Yeah,
pretty
just
crappy job.
forget it.
sometimes. Right.
You-
All right. We're
you-
ready to talk
you
about video games. now.
Crapped on the. There's a lot of shit in. You deal with a lot of shit. You work really hard.
Where are
at,
you
and-
going? Story time's
Sorry, I
over.
bothered.
What's your been playing?
What you been playing? What you been playing?
Let's just get it over with. Let's get
Yes.
the game bitch done now.
All right, I'll play my game, bitch. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Right. That thing.
So many jingles.
so many jingles. It's like Jingle City. This.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad. Who's the mail person? Delivering mail. Sunday, right?
This
Now-
is why I want the jingles shorter, because the show's just going to be jingles.
I know, yeah, it's all jingles. Can I just say, by the way, I was playing this today. I started playing it, and then we got the announcement. Fuck me, Adam's got COVID. Whilst playing this, and then we went out because we thought we better clear out of the house while they disperse, while we get rid of them. So we went for a big walk, and I only managed to play a little bit of it because I had to stop because of
Good.
obviously. people
Well, I
with
was glad that
COVID.
I played it yesterday because I didn't know if I'd have to spend a lot of time on the whole water thing today. So, yeah. All right. So this is the part of the show where we talk about a game that we all played
Correct.
in order to give a sense of the show in terms of how we feel about it. What was this week's game?
It was called Figment 2 Creed Valley.
And we're sorry we didn't pick it ahead of time so that you could all play and experience it.
Well,
with
they
us.
don't
But
bloody
we'll try to
play
do
it.
that.
That's what I did.
We'll try to do that for next week because sometimes people like to do that.
I've got one for next week.
Oh, what's the show?
I
What's the
had
game
an
for
idea
next week?
as well.
I
so-
don't know the exact name of it.
Wouldn't
But
that be crazy if they were the same one?
no, well, do pick some. Sorry, Stu picks them all the time, so I'm going to pick one.
That's true.
All right, just we'll talk about this one. I'll find out the name of the name.
All right. Okay, good. So Figment 2 Creed Valley is I suppose we could say it's an isometric, a third person, kind of removed. Not really a platformer because you're not really jumping to anything. You're in someone's mind. You're a little dude with a little bird friend, and you're moving around in this person's mind. And occasionally you get a little cutscene so you can see things about the person, but they're dealing with some depression, some heavy thoughts, and there is a big pig that represents those heavy thoughts that spews clouds of gloom
There is.
around, and you have to make it through those clouds of gloom.
That's pretty it in a nutshell, isn't it? Pretty much it. There's been a few,
Yeah.
some
So what did y'all
light
think of this game?
puzzle
Did you
elements.
like it?
I played the first one of this, so I played the first one when that came out.
Figment 1, you mean?
Yeah, Figment 1. It's very similar, I have to say.
Okay.
It's very similar. What I really like is just the general singing. Like when you're doing the boss fight, he's singing this cool tune at the same time as you're fighting him, which I thought was kind of fun.
That was cute. I did notice that the rain was dropping kind of in a rhythm, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I like
the
aesthetics
aesthetics are very nice in this game. The graphics look great. The sound is awesome. The voice of the bird gave my ears
it was a bit annoying.
diarrhea. It was so horrible. I'm worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not exaggerating, listeners. He's like,
he's not.
Oh no! I hope we fucking find the fucking thing. I don't without the swearing bit, but it was like Mickey Mouse on crack and steroids.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
But that aside, the aesthetics are great in this game. The gameplay is not too tough. It's are you going to put it on the screen? Hello.
It's on the
What's going on?
screen. It's an isometric view.
Okay, now it's on the screen. You know, a lot of the gameplay is sort of dodging things that are flying at you, and you have to get, for instance, at certain times, you have to get like a blue battery to put into the blue outlet, or an orange battery to put in the orange outlet. There are multicolored outlets in some places. You can put either kind in or whatever. You know, it's kind of Alan Wake-ish in the sense of there's clouds of darkness here. You need to illuminate the lamp that will clear away the darkness, you know, so that's kind of like Alan Wake that way. Yeah, it was fun enough. It's, I think, clearly designed for kids. It's got a kind of whimsical aesthetic to it. After I got done with the first boss, I was like, I think I'm good. So I didn't keep going with it. But I generally would give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I would. I played the first one and kind of enjoyed it. I played quite a lot of it. And I think this is more of the same. It just feels a bit more of the same, but a little bit more variation in puzzle stuff.
Yeah.
The first game was a little bit more simplistic, but similar in nature. You know what I mean? Similar sort of things. Okay. But yeah, I really like this. What did you think, Chinny?
Hated it.
Oh my god!
Oh snap!
Hated it.
What did you hate about it?
I just want to say, f this game.
Oh,
I
got a T-shirt for that. I'll find it later. I'll find it later.
Yeah.
I'll just let everybody know as well. I haven't put on any of these T-shirts, so you won't be wearing some skanky ass T-shirt worn by someone else.
Notice he didn't say anything about Tara.
Well, I probably would, you know, would pay for that. In fact, one of my personal videos where Tara features, somebody put it in the comments, has your wife got an OnlyFans? And then
that's yeah.
I felt like replying and going, I wish. Anyway, no, I hated it. I just I didn't like the voice acting. I didn't like the whole whimsiness of it, maybe because I'm fucked up and dark and weird, and I didn't, and I sort of
fine. Aesthetics just don't mesh with.
No, it was more the kind of okay, time for the brave. That's right, and it was all this like, oh my god, right. It's like it feels so like cheesy and.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I didn't like. I didn't mind the voice acting for the characters. I didn't like the parrot much.
No.
But the voice acting for the family in the family cutscene, you know, after you've done the boss fight, I thought that was awful.
Yeah, that's
it
awful.
was clearly voice acted and written by two different teams or two different people.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue in the game is not great, but the dialogue in the cutscenes is god awful.
Yeah, it was
so
awful.
bad. It's like, hey, honey, are you coming home soon? Like, I gotta work late. And she's like, our reservation was for tonight at 8 o'clock. He's like, I gotta work to get money for you and the kid.
Yeah.
Daddy, are you coming home? Like, Jesus Christ, could you be more cliched and plot dumpy? Ugh.
No, I agree. I thought the voice acting for that was awful.
Yeah.
But
So
the bit that's
nevertheless-
shown, I obviously didn't get as far as this. This looks quite complex. That's going on screen.
Yeah.
What's the
I
thing
didn't
is
get it
like
when-
what I was doing was simple. And I was like, obviously the game gets more
Right.
complex as you do it. And when I got to that bit with the family and stuff, and then it showed you the next
Yeah.
area, and I was like,
Yeah.
I looked at it, I went, I cannot be fucking bothered. No, because last week, you know that game last week with Marquette.
Yeah.
As soon as I got the gimmick and I was like, okay, this is what the game's about. I wanted to see more. I was like, okay, I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what
that
other
was it.
stupid shit you get to do in this game. But yeah, I just
Not so with this one.
no.
All right, so that's 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb down for.
There's a big thumb down
Figment
as well
2,
from Chiri.
Creed Valley.
Yeah. So what are we playing next week? What was the final decision? What is it?
I need to look at it. I need to find it.
Oh, right, okay.
I didn't realise that we'd finished talking about this game. Hold on. I know. God, I forgot
We
about.
finished talking about this game. Should someone else talk about something else, or do you want to?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going onto the Xbox.
Well, but he'd have
now.
to put that on the screen. As
Right,
well.
This
I'm-
game
Let's
is
just give it a
terrible.
second.
No, it's
Figure this out.
Going on to Game Pass. I found it, and I wanted this to be the one like ages ago.
Oh, all right, okay.
And because I've
While
heard
you
good
look
things.
that up, by
I
the
know-
way, I have one last thing to say.
No, it's
Yeah,
still
go on,
going to
go on,
be
go on.
on
Figment
Game
2.
Pass, isn't it, when we play it?
When you do kill the first boss, it's a big pig, and so
Oh,
the
yeah.
achievement is called Black Hog Down,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty clever. Like, I'll give him props for that pun.
I guess.
No,
so.
I said that because Kay was in the room when that came on screen. I'm like, Black Hog Down. I see what they did there.
So I've heard people talk about this game. It's a very small indie game. It's on Game Pass. It's called Arcade Paradise.
All right,
Arcade
okay. Yeah, no, I have
Paradise.
seen this. I've
Arcade
seen this.
Paradise.
That's the one, people.
So it's gonna be, not quite what you think it is. I think. Look, I don't know tons about it, but I know a little bit about it.
I mean, is it not a
Starts
make your
off
own
one thing.
arcade simulator? That's what I thought it
Well,
was.
you can go ahead and spoil it if you want, but
Well, that's what I thought it was. I don't know. You said it's
There's
not what you
something-
Well,
think.
how about you just keep that to yourself,
Okay,
Stu?
Something
and
else
you can
about it,
find
something
out, and
else.
next
It could
week
be something
we can talk
completely
about whether that's
different.
it or
Yeah.
not. I'm
So-
just asking. I didn't know it was a
so
spoiler.
Arcade Paradise. If you want to join along next week and play what we play, that's
Yeah,
what we'll be
play
playing.
my game.
Arcade
Big
Paradise.
Right.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, who's going next?
I don't know. Chinny.
Should I go next since I have the most?
Yeah, you have the mouse.
Oh,
Duke.
you?
Yeah.
Okay. How about that? Some weeks I have no games. This week I have all
By the
games.
way, I
And
need
this
to go
isn't even all the games I've played this week. I'm just
I've
holding on to one because
just realised I need to step out for a second because we've got some threads to read out, and without my phone, I can't do that. So
If only somebody
I'm
else
just
had
right,
their
there's no
phone.
web access.
yeah,
there.
oh yeah, one of you two can do it. I hadn't thought of that. It's fine.
Should I go
You
play
can't get
the
it on
theme song
PC
now,
though,
or
can you?
you
You can't
wanna-
get
I don't
threads
know,
on
I don't
PC.
know.
Oh, that's one thing people have been asking for is a web access.
Yeah, you can't get web access.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, fine,
So,
carry on.
yeah, Rocket League. Hey, Rocket League's a fun game. Here's the thing. I'd said last week that I've been using the headset, and it's actually continued to prove useful. And what a crazy experience I had. 2 experiences. I said to this one guy that I played with, you know, we played well, we won, and then he said, "You want to team up?" And I said, "Do you have a headset?" And he wrote in the chat, "Yes, but I speak with Spanish accent. I speak Spanish." And I said, "Oh, yo puedo hablo español." And so I tried talking a little bit of Spanish on the headset, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So shout out to Victorious Axis is his name. And then the next night, this other dude and I played together and we won. And I said, "You want to team up? Got a headset?" And he said, "Yes, but I speak with a French accent." And so I wrote in the chat, "Alors peut-être je parlerai en français." And he was like, "Oh." So we got on the headset and we were just talking back and forth in French. It was awesome. And he was like,
Nice.
"Oh, comment est-ce que tu parles français?" I said, "Well, j'avais un professeur."
my
au lycée,
God.
blah, blah, blah."
You just
It
love
was
doing
awesome.
your French flex.
I love to
Yeah,
show
love
off
it.
my French. Yes, why not? I worked hard to get good at French.
Not so much his Spanish flex, though. Can we just say?
Well, I've been working on it, and I'm proud of it. So when I went to the Mexican restaurant recently, I said, "Está bien si yo practicar mi español?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, go
She
ahead."
said, "I don't know. I'm from Denver."
Yeah, she's like,
Order your
"What
food."
are you talking about, you idiot?"
Anyway, the next night after that, there was
Oh, God,
another
there's
dude
more.
from Quebec who also spoke French. And I was like, "What's going on? Rocket League's been taken over by the French Canadians. Run for your lives. They're going to do Cirque du Soleil next." So anyway, that was just very cool. Bonjour, mes amis. I haven't had a chance to tell them about the show, so there's no way they're watching or listening. But
Oh, no.
merci beaucoup pour les jeux. It was great to have those games with you. And then I'll say one quick thing about the Palia open beta. That's right, the beta is open now, people. Anybody can get access to it. I think you probably still have to register, maybe. I don't know. I suppose I could find out if I were to type in Palia beta. I
Finding
know, right?
out
What the heck?
things.
You still have
dude.
to.
Find
you
it
still have
out.
to
Who
sign
does
up
that?
for it. Yeah. So whatever. System requirements, create an account. You can download the launcher, install the game, and hop in. I guess you don't have to apply. So anyway, if you want to know what Palia is all about, this cozy MMO,
Cozy
check it out.
MMO. Are you getting on with
I've
it?
I am getting on with it. I kind of think maybe I've done most of the quests. by now, which is crazy because I know I haven't. But here's the thing. Look, a lot of the game is built around relationships with the people in the village, right? And so, for instance, I've got most of my tools leveled up as high as they can go. I've done, there's these quests that are like, people give you quests at the start of the game. And I've done pretty much all of those. And now one of the quests that I have is to find what they call the Shep, which is basically like your shepherd, get it? A person that you have a good relationship with and you can, have them show you the ropes or whatever. And maybe there's extra quests there. But in order to get a Shep, you need to, Stu has stepped away anyway. I can't listen to more of this shit.
I can't trust Ginny with his phone. I can't. Yeah. I have to get my phone.
I can't release the control of
the secret is, Duke, I looked on Threads and I don't think I can see the messages that he's talking about, so I needed him to get his phone anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you need to have a level 4 relationship with a character in order to get them to be your Shep. And I've got level 2 with a couple of people apparently. So, it's the type of thing where it's like you go and you talk to them every day and then you give them gifts and you do this and you do that. And that part of Stardew Valley was my least favorite part of that game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm not a fan of that whole, like, let's spend a lot of time trying to figure out what this person would want as a gift. Yeah, I don't really care about that kind of thing. I'm not into those kind of relationship video games.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of this game to be built around that, I'm just like,
not going to be your thing. Not going to be your thing.
That said, so, because some of it's radiant, right? So when you do give gifts, you get to a certain relationship level, and then they're like, I could really use this thing to put into a soup or whatever it is. And they just name some food. So you go and find them a fish fillet, or you get them some of the meat.
I would love to eat some salmon.
Exactly. You're going to have a talk. Wait for Officer Steve Grabowski.
My favorite ketchup is Worcestershire.
Just as sure as my favorite book is magazines. In Palia,
my favorite book is The Matrix.
The quests become radiant, and I'm not crazy about radiant quests. As I've said before, it's kind of weird, but I really want quests that are actually designed by people.
Duke, explain for the idiot. I mean, I know, but explain for the idiots listening. What's a radiant quest? I know.
So
obviously.
A radiant
ask him
quest
for a friend.
is
Ask
when
him for a friend.
Yes, of course. Radiant quest is, here's an example from Skyrim. You do the Dark Brotherhood quest line where you kill all the people that the game has built into it. Nice. And then they want to keep giving you quests. So you can keep going to Dark Brotherhood quest givers and they'll say, go kill this person, go kill that person. But there's no story behind it. There's no reason for it. It's just they pick an NPC in the game and they just fill it into the script and then they say, go kill so-and-so.
Right.
So it's still a quest. It's still on your quest log, but it doesn't mean anything really.
It's kind of, you could say it's AI generated.
It is sort of AI generated in a very simplistic way.
Very simple.
But yeah, it's because you can, for me, it's because I can see how the game is developing this Radiant quest system, and it feels completely meaningless at this point. Yeah. So I have not been playing as much Palia. I drop in every now and then. I did have a veteran gamers community set up in it, but no one was really joining, and this other community was like, hey, join us. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll join y'all. Even though there's no real benefit to joining a community. And you can only have one, unlike other MMOs where you can switch between guilds or whatever it is. So I'm still enjoying it. It's still a good game, but I think I've basically seen most of the content that there is in the game at this point. Which is weird because, a couple of weeks, I don't think you should necessarily have all that content. But it's still in beta phase, so I shouldn't jump to conclusions about what all it has in it.
Okay.
And there may be stuff that I haven't seen. Oh, sorry, one last thing I want to say about Palia. In Stardew Valley, the sort of meta quest is to rebuild the community center, yeah? There are these bundles that you're supposed to put stuff into, and you will, by satisfying all of those bundles, you'll eventually get the community center back on its feet.
That's the end game, isn't it, really, in that game?
Exactly. You're talking about different, each of the crops that you harvest in the spring, each of the crops you harvest in the summer. And we're talking like 10 of them, right? So it's a process that takes a long period of time. In this game, it feels a lot more random. It is a similar type of thing. There's this wall of like runes or whatever it is. In order to light up all the runes, you need to put the special things. And, you know, it's not just like grow 10 onions. It's like, get us a shiny green marble. Well, where the fuck am I supposed to find a shiny green marble? And apparently those things just sort of show up sometimes when you're mining or when you're harvesting crops or whatever it is. So you just got to play the game, and you'll eventually get these special items that you can then put into the thing, and it'll open up a wall or whatever it is. And I don't know that I'm going to do that, to be honest, because I don't know if I feel like grinding those random items that just show up at some point. So we'll see. Generally speaking, I am thumbs up on Polya. I have enjoyed it, but I think some of the elements in it are not as well designed as they could be.
Yeah,
For my tastes.
Yeah, you see that I know that you can just play this now, but it's just not my kind of game.
Yeah, and
Do you know what I
cool
mean?
for
I
a lot
look
of
at
people
it
that
and I
like
just think I'd just rather be playing something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's kind of where I'm at this point too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it at the start, and you know, if you like crafting, if you like harvesting wood and stone and copper and iron and all that, iron is hard to find, so that's kind of frustrating. But generally speaking, it's very well made. It's cute. The game mechanics work beautifully, so it is worth a giggle, and it is free in the beta. So just play it. Just play it.
Just play it. Just play it.
All right, who's next?
Shall I go?
Go
Shall I
for
go?
it.
Because I finished a game this week.
Oh my god!
I know. Which is Vember. So I played and finished Vember. Now, gotta say, not much of an achievement. Took probably hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours tops. So it's not. It is not the
very long.
longest game in the world.
So you're glad you got it on Game Pass and didn't shell out money for it.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say it now. I'd have happily shelled out money for it.
It seems like it has a good impact in terms of the story.
The story was great, I have to say. Although, and I'm going to say it now, and this sounds harsh, but Kevin, or Kevin, I don't know how they pronounce his name. It's obviously not Kevin because it's got an A, but obviously in the game he wants to be called Kevin, so he fits in better.
This is the eternal paradox of people who move to a certain culture that's got different names.
That's right. So he doesn't. Well, he wants to fit in with all his mates, and he doesn't want anyone to think he's weird and all this stuff.
And is this the husband or the son?
No, the son. The husband and the wife are also Tamil origin, and they come from India. And obviously they're going to go back to Canada, and then she gets pregnant, and she thinks it might be better for the baby growing up to grow up in Canada than in India, so they decide to stay. And I'm going to say now, Kevin's a bit of a twat.
Oh, no.
He is. He's a little bit of a
sorry.
twat.
Also, India's southern state of Tamil Nadu. My bad.
He basically, towards the end of the game, spoilers for Vember, anyone wanting to play it. So if you do want to play this, I'll give you a couple of seconds because it is worth playing. It's such a great little story.
Skip ahead 5 minutes, people.
But he literally abandons his parents completely.
Damn, that's cold.
Yeah, because he goes off to university. She spends all this time. It's such a brilliant part of the game. I don't want to spoil it because I think you'd enjoy this, Duke, as well. Yeah. Well, there's this bit where you cook this massive going away feast, which is the culmination of everything you've learned to that point of Tamil cooking, which is great. I'm going to try and cook some of these in real life, by the way.
Okay.
I was so impressed. I'm like,
I'm a chef. I can do
Duchess,
things.
by the way, the Duchess is aghast. When I told her about our conversation last week, she's like, didn't they colonize India? And I'm like, that's exactly what I said.
I don't know.
Yeah, we colonized it, Duke, but we wasn't paying attention.
We were just shoving our tea and cricket on them. We didn't think about what they were bringing to us.
No, I've never had Italy. But anyway, so here's the thing, right? So she does this massive feast for him.
Yes.
And then they're going to obviously drive him to university, and he's like...
And he throws the food on the floor. I'm not eating this shit. I want to go to McDonald's.
No, he eats it. But then he goes like, oh, well, I've got to live with my friends. I don't need you to drive me sort of thing. And she's like, oh, but...
Damn.
It's the last time we can give you some sage advice you don't want. Like kind of joking and sort of saying, we can give you some advice on your way there and all this. And he's like, no, Ma. And then she's like, anyway, I've packaged all the food up for you to take with you.
Aww.
So she put all his food in box, and he's like, oh, I don't want to take that. It'll stink the car out.
Oh,
and
no.
And I'm like, no. And she's like, yeah, but this is proper food. And he's like, oh, no, Mom, I'll just eat instant noodles. It's fine. And then he buggers off to
That's-
university, and she spent all this
Wow.
time cooking all his food so he could take it with him. And she's like, "You can share it with your friends," and he's like, "My friends don't eat that stuff."
Yeah.
Shove it up your ass,
Oh,
Mom.
honestly, that's how it was. And I'm like,
Bitch.
Cabin.
That's so cold. That's
You're a
actually
twat.
similar to the most recent season of Black Mirror. There's an episode where a woman is eating Indian food and people are complaining about it and stuff. So-
My favorite
I also-
episode. My favorite episode, by the way.
I also think, and I
It's
have
a
to
decent
assume this, it's an Indian writer. So
Yeah,
I've got to assume this person's taking possibly, stuff from his own
Nah.
life or stuff from
Nah.
stuff he
Well,
knows
this
has
is often a
happened.
common thing when someone moves to a culture. The second generation, which this kid is, often they put more of a priority on fitting into the mainstream culture than they do honoring this culture they're coming from, especially because, they might get shit from their friends if they have food that's different, if their music's too different, et cetera, et cetera. But the beautiful thing is sometimes, and this could be a good sequel, often in college, people will come to recognize the incredible sacrifices that our parents and ancestors made. Anais Nin said that compassion for our parents is the true sign of maturity. And then they'll go through this period where they're like, wow, I really want to dive into my culture. So that could be a really cool sequel. To have this
Yeah,
kid
I
get
mean, I'm not going to
radicalized.
give anyone, that's a spoilerish bit for the story, but there's a lot more to it than
There's
that.
more to it, people. You got to play
And the
game.
ending, I thought was
Loads to it.
brilliant. So I wholeheartedly recommend that everybody should play this on Game Pass. It's 2 hours
Okay.
of your time,
Nah.
Yeah.
and it's worth every minute that you'll play it. It's
No,
so,
thank you.
And even no, can I just
I
say,
enjoyed the demo thing.
even the cooking segments are fun. It's really fun to work out what
it's
you've got to do. And it gets more complex as you
Nah,
get towards the
thanks.
end of the game. It's more and more complex on which way you add the
No,
spices,
thank you.
what you do.
It's a maybe from me.
first.
It's a no from Chinny.
What gave you
I
that
definitely,
idea?
I definitely think you should play this, dude. For 2 hours, it's worth 2 hours of your time, and I think
Duly
you'd
noted.
really enjoy
No
it.
promises.
But yeah,
No,
I think
thank
you.
you.
Would really enjoy it. I know you wouldn't,
All right.
because you hate anything. And can I just say, it passed the stew test of maybe getting a little bit emotional
Oh,
towards the end.
God.
Can I just say,
Oh, yeah.
there was one
Get a
moment
grip.
in the game where I did choke a little bit. I've got to say, it was a little bit like, oh my god, and it is quite sad. So it's such a great game, honestly. Totally play it. It's
That's
a big,
awesome. That's
big,
a
massive
that's a
thumbs up.
hard thing for a video game to do.
It did it so well. That's 2 games in the last month that have had that effect on me. So
What was the other one?
You know what the other one was?
Oh yeah,
Dodoing.
right. Sorry.
Dodoing. Dodoing.
Okay, Chinny, you're up.
Great. I'm not stalling at all. Right, I've been playing a game that everybody's been talking about in the Discord. It's called Coffee Golf.
Oh, I've
Someone
been
on
playing
Threads
that
was
and didn't
talking
put it
about
on my
this.
list,
What the
by the
hell
way.
is it?
So I had the same reaction. I was like, I looked at what you've been playing thread on our Discord. You can join our Discord, by the way. And it was popping off, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" And it
Well, I
looks
haven't
like
done me round today,
it
by the
looks
way. You
like-
just reminded me.
it looks like what's that game that everybody Wordle, right? It looks like those posts where
Oh,
it's got
okay.
like
Is
things.
this a mobile game? Is it on a platform?
It is mobile.
It's free. It's on the phone. It's
Okay.
it's a stupid little fucking
It
golf
is.
game.
It is.
Right. But the problem with it is I keep fucking playing it.
It's
I
a
know,
lot of
that's
fun.
how it gets
It's
you.
the
man.
new Marvel Snap, then.
It's well, I don't think it'll grab me like that.
No, because
but
it's only a once a
I
day
don't know,
thing,
we'll see.
isn't
You
it?
didn't
As
think
well?
Marvel Snap was going to grab you. and it
it's
did.
kind of like Wordle where you just play
Yeah,
it
you
once.
just
and
play it once a
and
day.
You give it a go. You give it a go.
Okay.
And it's
So you get a
alright.
new hole every day. Is that?
So you get 5 holes on one stage, and
okay.
you have to do 5 holes as in the least. amount of
In any order,
hits.
you can play them in any
yeah,
order as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's an open world.
Did you play this, Stu, or
golf
did you
game.
just?
Yeah,
heard
I've
about
been
it?
playing this too.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
It gets you, man. You're like, oh,
How do
I'm
you
just thinking,
control
no,
it?
shit,
'Cause-
I've missed it today, so I'll have to play it after this
So
show.
where the golf ball is, there's a little circle around the ball. So when you start
Right.
with your finger in there and then drag down or whatever direction,
Okay,
that will
okay.
start the line. And you can always drag the finger back in the circle to cancel the
Yeah.
shot. If
Yeah,
you,
you can.
move, if you want to move the camera, you just move it anywhere outside that circle. And you can have 3 different clubs: the driver, the wedge, or the putter.
Yeah.
So
The only
does
thing
look
I would
cute.
say is I haven't published any scores yet because I'm a little bit shit at it. Can
I
just
don't
say?
even know what I've done, and I just put it in. And they've just added a feature where you can add friends, and I've put a link to my make me a friend on.
I will make you a friend
So,
in the
well,
game.
on
What is
the,
the benefit of having friends? Is
because
it
you
just
can see
comparing
that you can
scores?
compare scores in the app.
Okay.
So it's good. It's free. I don't know how they're making money. I have no idea. Not.
It's a clever little game. I've got to say, they went.
I'm guessing.
Do this.
I'm guessing they want to do what Wordle did and just get bought by the New York Times.
Sure.
I literally have no idea.
Create value first,
Yeah.
and then you worry about monetizing.
Somebody eventually will buy this, I guess. But like, there's no money changing hands here. It's just.
It's a weird model, but Amazon did it years ago. Like they were unprofitable for 20 years. So. And then now they're laughing all the way to the bank. So
Yeah, but the tagline is you can play it in your coffee break. You see, that's the whole.
That's the thing. Yeah.
The whole point.
Coffee
Play it in
golf.
your Coffee golf.
It's pretty fun. I feel like we
never
should
get
talk about it because it's one of those games that everybody's playing, and I was like,
it's in the zeitgeist right now. Yeah,
I'll check it out. It's okay.
If you're not playing this, you're a loser.
I don't think it's going to take over my life like Marvel Snap, but it's fine. Coffee golf.
Coffee golf.
Coffee golf.
Give it a go.
All right,
Nice.
I'm back up. Yeah, so I was playing Polya, and I was thinking to myself, okay, this act of going around chasing iron, like I'm kind of in the mood for more of that process, but I don't want to waste time on Polya. So I went back to New World.
Oh, I thought he was going to
MMO
say he went back to
World.
Stardew Valley for a second then.
No, I did not. Because I was thinking, like, okay, because I'd been playing Elder Scrolls Online. I talked about that last week, and that also has harvesting resources, grinding, mining, and all that stuff. You can make food and whatnot. But then I was like, if I'm going to be doing that, and you can do similar type things in Guild Wars 2, it just makes sense to do it in the game that has the most satisfying feel to it, right? So when you're chopping down a tree in each of these games, which feels the best? And it really does feel the best in New World. Because first of all, Guild Wars 2, there's like one tree every 20 miles that you can chop down. And so it's like clearly just there, like chop down this tree. And it shows up on the map as a big tree. So that's not great. Polya has a lot of options for it, but it's very grindy and it's not as satisfying. New World is gritty. It's there and you can chop down any tree you can see. So I'm just like, I'm going back to New World. I reached the level cap.
Yeah.
New World is amazing graphics. I reached the level cap. I had to explain the concept of a level cap to the Duchess. Every MMO has a level that you can't get to. And she's like, and you're like advancing levels based on like things you do. And I'm like, yes, your experience points. She's like, so you start at 1 and you go to 2 and 3. I'm like, yes. So how long did it take you to get to 60? And I was like, several hours. In fact, I'll look it up to answer that question definitively now. Because it takes a minute. The crazy thing about the level cap is a lot of people only ever talk about MMOs with regard to the I played this for 73 hours. Now that wasn't just driving to level 60.
That's pretty impressive,
It's a lot of time spent. So yeah. But a lot of people only talk about these games based on like what is there to do in the end game. You know what I mean? And I'm like 73 hours before I got to level 60. That's a lot of gameplay. I don't understand why people are like, but there's nothing to do in the end game. Fuck you. 73 hours of gameplay is a lot of gameplay. God damn it. What is wrong with y'all? And I still have a lot of quests I haven't done. So I'm back into New World now. The combat is really satisfying. They introduced recently gear sets, so you can have a heavy armor set and a light armor set. And the reason to do that is because if you have the light armor set enabled, you can roll out of the way. Whereas if you have heavy armor, you can just sort of dodge a little bit like that, but it's not as satisfying as actually rolling out of the way. But it makes sense. If you have a lot of heavy armor on, you can't roll in heavy armor. But I tried the light armor again because I like rolling around, and I got stomped. I got so close to dying. I'm like, oh, that's not a good idea. You should not be doing melee attacks if you have light armor on. It's good for bows and magic, but not for sword fighting. Yeah, I'm back in a New World. It's a lot of fun, and I'm leveling up my mining now because there's certain star metal rocks that you cannot mine unless you're level 100. So I'm at like 78, and I'm banging on all the rocks trying to get up to level 100 now, like that, just banging on rocks.
Banging them.
Bang them rocks, Duke.
Right.
Bang those
so,
rocks.
New World is fun. If you like MMOs, it's a pretty good one.
There are rocks, lots and lots of rocks.
Yes, there are rocks.
I suppose we should talk about it. It's the biggest game in the world at the moment. Do you have any interest
there are rocks, thousands and thousands of rocks.
Any interested in Baldur's Gate 3?
Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, I am. Now, it's it's a party RPG, and I haven't played a party RPG in a long time. I'm actually kind of surprised. I think Dragon Age Inquisition is the last one I played. I'm surprised that they're still doing party RPGs because that's definitely not the trend. I guess Genshin Impact technically is a party RPG, but it's you swap out. You're only playing one at a time. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I haven't looked into anything about it. I've loved Baldur's Gate 1 back in the day.
I hear lots about it, and I'm like, man, that sounds good to me, and I hate stupid shit like this. So
I can totally see myself playing it, but I'm not dying to get it right away for whatever reason. So, yeah, but it does look great. I've heard good things about it. I read a piece actually that said they're doing a lot of things in that game that show why Diablo 4 isn't nearly as good. And I was like, okay, cool.
It's kind of like a backlash against Diablo, which is crazy times.
Go figure. Not everybody loves Blizzard. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
But it's kind of come out of nowhere because they had like an open beta a long time ago, and people liked it and so on and so forth. But it seems to have, like, I don't know, taken the world by storm.
It's definitely become a huge success. I keep seeing every time, a way you can measure this is on Reddit. I'm involved in various gaming Reddits. If there's ever a picture that's like, hey, check out my character, it's usually whatever game is most recent, right? So people did that with Diablo 4 for a while, and they don't bother posting, look at my Diablo 4 character. They'll just say my character, and you can tell it's the latest hot game. So when they started up, I was like, what game is that? And then I realized, oh, it's Baldur's Gate 3. And so that's a sign of how popular a game is. Because
it's because it's a kind of it's a D&D game, isn't it? Technically,
it is. It's Dungeons and Dragons. Yes.
So
that was one of the best things about the one back in the day, which I loved.
And it's a single player squad RPG, which you don't get anymore at all.
You don't.
So it's a good sign that games that we like, that single player story based game, are very well liked and very well made, and that will hopefully make developers go, maybe we should carry on making that.
Hey, maybe it shouldn't just be MMO cash grabs all day every day.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I really ought to be getting it and playing it and being part of that. Thank you to the developers. But on the other hand, I'm an economic creature who's like, I got enough games right now.
And also, you're cheap.
Yeah, you're cheapskate. You're a cheapskate.
School's going to start soon, so wait, I should be getting it and playing it now rather than doing it later when school's in session.
Yes.
Oh, well, whatever. I got Syncasts to record, which, by the way, everybody, new one just came out. Check it out.
They're coming back.
They're coming back.
It is now. I recorded one. I'm not promising how regular it's going to be, but Harley Dan says Baldur's Gate 3 also works well on the Steam Deck.
Oh,
so
God. Yeah, it's officially approved by the Steam Deck, so all there. But, so Stu is now interested.
Did you just say Steam Deck?
I saw his little ears prick up there.
Did you just say Steam Deck?
I reckon this will be a game that Stu will jizz all over, and he'll talk about like the Steam Deck and all this sort of stuff. But I think this will be when I was hearing people talk about it, I was like, this sounds like right up Duke's like wheel. This is his thing, like this is
my thing,
and this might be like one of those culturally relevant type games where I'm like, maybe I could play this. This sounds like really good. But they're rare. They're rare.
Yeah,
it's true. It's totally true.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, are y'all going to talk about this game you've been playing?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Does it hold?
Does it hold?
Does it hold
I don't have
up?
a jingle, but I could use this for a jingle.
SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, it works.
I mean, you could. It doesn't mean you have to, but you could.
There's no Italian characters in it that I can remember, but you never know.
Sure.
Italian. That was from The Simpsons. What are you talking about?
Italian? Well, yeah, but it's an Italian reference, is it not?
SpaghettiOs? No, it's Chef Boyardee, which is this mass-produced slop.
Yeah, it's
Italians
still spaghetti,
hate
though.
that
It's
shit.
Italian,
no,
isn't it?
it's in
Spaghetti.
a can. It's garbage.
Italian.
People
It's still
hate it. No, that's like saying the Duchess should love the Olive Garden.
It's not
which she
Italian.
definitely does not.
Okay.
What does it matter? Shut up. Never mind, it's not in the game. Who cares?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, almighty.
Hey, I got to stand up for the Duchess. What can I say?
Stand up for the
Coming out
whatever.
of my life, I'm
We
gonna
need
say
to have a
something.
full
Whatever,
argument about
whatever.
SpaghettiOs.
Yeah,
like,
you're just playing a goddamn jingle. Just accept.
Don't act
Well,
like
just
you
let
wasn't.
the jingle come and go. You don't have to start talking about how it's Italian.
Don't act like you wasn't in the argument, Stu. You
I was
was.
just making a joke.
Not
I said
really.
there's no Italian characters in it, as far as I know. For fuck's sake.
Can everybody just calm down?
Honestly.
if we did-
I get it. I get jokes.
Because if you don't calm down, I'm going to make a T-shirt with SpaghettiOs on it and send it to Stu.
No, please don't do that. Okay, episode
Walking Dead.
chapter 3.
This
So
is
it's
where we
season
play
1,
a
chapter
game
3.
that is deemed it's 10 years old, roughly thereabouts, and it's a classic. And we're playing it to see if
is.
it holds up.
It's still as good. It's
So
still
we
as good
played
all this time
Walking
later.
Dead season 1, episode 3. This is me and Stu who played this. This week, Stu, what do you think?
I
Episode
thought
3.
it was pretty good up until the game-breaking bug I got.
Oh no! What did
Which
that one-
apparently has been around since it very first came out, and they've never fixed it.
What are you gonna
So
do? What are you gonna do?
I mean, it didn't break the game because I just had to go back for about 15 minutes.
Oh well,
and-
you're just moaning. You just
No,
moaning.
well, no, because had I not
Smiling.
realised it, I could have been wandering around for. If I hadn't Googled it, I'd have been wandering around for ages trying to think like, what the hell's going on? So basically, there's a part in the game where you're on the train, and you've got to get some maps that are next to Kenny.
That's right.
That's right. But the way you get these maps, you have to go and first of all talk to the dude outside who goes, "Oh, go and see if you can find me some whiskey
Correct.
or whatever. I could do with a drink." Then you go and get him the whiskey. Then you give it him, and then he goes, "Oh, if anyone wants to have a swig of the whiskey with me, go and
Let me
tell
know,
them."
baby.
Yeah, if anyone wants to have a bit of whiskey, let them know.
Woo, drink it.
So you go and let Kenny know. Then he gets up and goes outside, and whilst he's outside having a swig of whiskey, you can then get the map. I just gave him the whiskey as soon as I met him, so I didn't speak to him first. I just gave him the whiskey because he was on. You know when it's like comes up that you can interact, so I just gave it him.
Yeah.
When you do that, the dialogue option doesn't then come up to tell him to go and find someone to drink with him. Therefore, you can never get their maps, so you can never get them.
Oh, jeez. He's
So
just too
just-
wasted to give him over to.
Yeah, so you can never get.
Well, you gave the drink. You gave the drink to Kenny.
No, I
You
gave
gave
the
the drink to
the-
Chuck.
To Chuck, but I didn't speak to him first because obviously when you get to him, if you highlight him, you can just give him the drink straight away, and he goes, "Oh, thanks for that," and just swigs from it, offers you a bit, and then he doesn't follow up with the dialogue, so you then can't go and tell.
I'm
Kenny
sure
and-
that's what I did, but
No, it didn't come up. There was no dialogue option to tell Kenny to go and have a drink. He just keeps telling you to piss off.
So
sort of
the
thing.
episode 3 is all about
But other than that,
brilliant. Still talking. The episode 3 is you have finished with the dairy farm, the cannibals, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You are now trying to figure out somebody's stealing supplies. That's what happens.
They
isn't it?
are.
So-
Someone's nicking and giving them to the raiders.
So you play a detective with Duck, who's the little child of the group.
He's Robin. He's Batman and Robin. I like that little nice little touch.
you sort of starting to get to the bottom of it, and then you get raided by bandits because you find out that the person stealing the stuff is making a deal with the bandits. So then
That's right.
the bandits come along, absolutely ramshack the place, and then zombies take over, and then you set off in a caravan. And then there's a big scene, isn't there, where one of the women...
Can I just say, before we get to that, Clementine had another brilliant line in the first part of this chapter. Because the licking the salt lick was very funny in the last one. And in this one, she says, Duck keeps accusing her of doing stuff. Right? And you say, well, like what? And she went, he accused me of putting a bug on his pillow, right? And you go, well, did you put a bug on his pillow? And she's like, yes. And I'm just like, brilliant. So she's like, he's accusing me of doing stuff. And he's like, well, you
I'm
did
learning
it.
from these little off the cuff remarks from Clementine is that she's a little bastard, isn't she?
She is. And it was the way she just goes,
Be quiet, Chinny.
Yeah, I don't. Shut up, Clementine.
Oh,
yeah,
it's just such a great
Stop
little line.
whining about minor aesthetic details.
there she is. So, so then you this Lily, I think her name is. She's like, oh well, one of you fucking did it, Carly or
Yeah.
Ben. And Carly, by the way, is like, you're gonna get jiggy with her in a bit.
Yeah, you've been doing a bit of moves. You've been sort of, you know.
is it the same for me and you? Who she kills? Is it?
It's well, apparently I looked this up to see if there's any way to save, because you saved Carly, I'm guessing as well. Then
No, Carly's dead.
oh, Carly's. So you have Dougie.
What?
Wait a minute. So the showdowns between Carly and Ben in your game.
Correct.
Yeah. But you could have saved Doug. So obviously
Who's
it wouldn't
Doug?
have been Doug who gets dragged out of the shop at the beginning. So you've got to choose between Carly or Doug.
Oh
right
God,
to the
yeah.
very
Sorry, no,
beginning,
he's
in the
fucking
chemist.
long gone.
Yeah, well, apparently, I looked it up and someone had put in the lookup. I put, is there any way to save Carly? And someone had put, yeah, save Doug in the shot.
Yeah.
So the only way is because it would still, if it was Doug, they still get killed. So there's no way of changing the outcome.
So it's completing
It's
that
always-
thread of that character.
Yeah,
isn't it, really?
Carly is always gonna die, whatever
'Cause-
happens.
yeah, I figured that because later on you get on a train, by the way, and all this sort of stuff. You meet two more people.
I knew
and-
it was that bastard
but-
Ben. I was like,
and
I'm sure
then-
that was
And
him.
then you get on this drink for this harmless person. The harmless person joins you and all this, blah 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 blah. And then you walk past Ben and he's like, "It was me, I fucking did it all, I was doing it all, God, I was doing it, I'm sad now." And then I wish there was an option where you could push him off the train, but there
Do you know,
wasn't.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. I'm like, I always hoped there was an option
Yeah.
just to throw him off the train.
And well, they said I could do it now, no one would see me. But the way trains work is that if he pushed him off, Clementine would see him through the gap, like of
yeah,
the thing.
she would.
So
Well, he could have thrown
She
him
might
the
see
opposite
him falling
direction.
behind the train.
Yeah, he could have thrown him in the
yeah,
opposite
but you don't know which
direction,
way
just-
Clementine's facing.
True. She was sat on the edge looking
She
the
might
other
look
way.
behind her
last
and
time I
she
saw
hears
her.
someone
just going.
screaming.
And they go, Lee,
Yeah.
was that you? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Where's
I
Ben?
just
gone?
pushed a brick off of the
what are you
train.
talking
which is fun.
Yeah, Ben's definitely a
it's
twat.
me, Ben. What was
Little
that?
shit.
Nothing.
Yeah, so then I think the train stops, doesn't it? And then you find two people on a bridge, and they're like, shit and whatever. And then that's about it, isn't it? That's the episode, I think.
Yeah, and then you put the and I remember mentioning this the first time we played it. You put the blowtorch in your pocket, the massive acetylene blowtorch, and carried up
Where
a
else
ladder.
are you supposed to put it?
Well,
I mean, that's every
exactly.
video game ever, right?
I
You got
know,
7
but
swords.
I would have liked to just him carry it. It would have been fine, but they obviously couldn't be asked.
That's more animation work. Why bother?
Also, you got
Same
to.
reason you never see people actually drinking things in
You
a
can't-
glass.
No, but it shows him
By the
walking
way.
back.
Stu,
to the
you
fucking
can't give that piece of
bridge.
feedback when you've got like 16 guns in GTA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
that
can't
makes
like,
sense, that's true.
you can't.
That
It's
is
just
true.
the same thing.
But
And
this is meant to
also-
be more realistic, to be
But
fair.
also, you can't resist the urge to say,
Stuart,
"Is
stop whining about minor aesthetic details.
that a blowtorch in your pocket, or you just please?"
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, and then you sort of you cut it free. Thank fuck it falls the right way. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big thing. That is.
Yeah.
And then you get obviously the message, don't you? Like
Oh,
Clementine,
yeah.
I've got your parents. So obviously
Yeah.
it finishes on a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, the
with a
walkie-talkie that's just
walkie-talkie.
been sticking with all this time. Like, there's somebody going, "I've got your parents, Clementine."
Yeah,
And,
of course. So she's obviously been speaking to them without your
Yeah.
knowledge.
She's a little bastard. That
She's a little
Clementine.
bastard. Honestly, she's.
I tell you
yeah.
what, she could have one of like, a bloody little clip around the ear for that. I'd say we've got fucking zombies around here.
It's like bump mel in her mouth and fuck.
yeah,
and
she's
you've
like
got to. By the way, you've got to kill Duck. Did you kill Duck?
Oh yeah, Duck is the child, and he
Ducky
gets
Duck.
bitten, and then so the mom is like obviously a bit sad because it's a child, and Kenny's a bit sad, and then they go, "Oh, we're gonna go into the woods and say goodbye," and then you hear a gunshot, and the mom has killed herself,
Kills herself. I mean, it's a double shocker.
and then you run over, and Kenny's like, Kenny, this is Kenny's exact reaction, right? Bloody hell. What the fucking hell's going to happen next, eh? Bloody women. That's what he said. And so you get the choice of like, you got to kill Duck yourself or have Kenny do it. What did you choose, Stu?
I did it. Can I just say as well, though, I think Katia, she's called Katia, isn't she? I
Katia,
think?
yeah.
She's a bit selfish, isn't she?
She
Because,
is, but
let's
she's
be
also...
honest.
Are you talking about the act of suicide? Is
No,
selfish?
no. She could have shot Duck before she killed herself. You know, save you the trouble. Do you know what I mean?
Duke's reaction.
Okay, see that. This is just a joke. I'm just gonna roll with it. Right? Yeah, she could have. Man,
Duke doesn't like people when they says suicide is just a coward's way out.
It-
He's reacting. Here we
I
go.
wasn't saying that.
I know that's not what
I
Stu's
wasn't
saying. Stu is
saying
not
that.
saying that.
It's
I was-
cowardly
I
though, isn't it,
just-
Duke? It's cowardly though, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's not even what he was saying. So yeah,
That's
you're
not
right.
what I was
She
saying.
could have taken 2
Anyway,
for 1.
So then you have to choose between shooting.
Suicide sucks, and I hate it. Nobody should ever feel like they're alone.
No,
Talk
they
to people
shouldn't.
whose
And I'm not.
resources
I am.
available.
Okay,
it was
all
I
right.
probably
know, I know. It's
We're not doing
moving right along. I just
serious
said it in
here.
passing.
Everybody
Right,
should
go on.
try it once.
Next.
Right. So anyway, I said Kenny. I said
sorry.
I said to Kenny, you You should do it. Like it's not
Did
my
you
fault.
make him do it?
Yeah, I fucking did.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, mate.
Well, because that's like when it got to mine, it's like 80% of players shot duck, and I'm like,
No,
well,
no.
So you were in the 20%.
I was in the
that you
20%.
didn't.
So I'll tell you what I said. This is the exact quote this is the line that I picked. I said, no, I don't want to shoot him because I'm going to get my fingers dirty.
Is that really is that really one of the lines?
No,
That's well
no,
put.
it's not.
I
It's
was gonna say, I don't remember that.
I don't want to shoot him
Oh
because
my
it's a Friday and that's bad luck. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah. So then you jump on a train, you find the message and things and stuff, and you're going to Atlanta.
You're headed into town.
Yeah,
I don't know,
heading
yeah.
into town.
Whatever town it is.
I'll tell you what though, right? I remember bits of 4, and I think 4 spoilers is where Lee gets bit, isn't he? I think 4.
Yes, I think it is.
Very
I think you might be
randomly.
right.
What I like about that is that Lee gets bit like out of nowhere. It's not a big dramatic scene. It's just like somebody just gets him out of a bin or something, and he's just like, bam. And then that, and then I can't for the life. I think he has to chop his arm off or something like that, doesn't he? And then I can't for the life of me remember anything about episode 5, like anything.
No, the finale.
I vaguely remember like the weird guy.
Isn't
weird
it? Isn't
guy.
the ending it doesn't it end where they come to like a built-up fortress town thing, and they come to a gate, or
I
she
don't know
comes
about
to
that.
a gate.
I remember the very last scene where what Clementine has to do, but I remember that. But I don't remember like.
I'm almost sure they come to like a fortified settlement somewhere. And that's the end of it.
I think don't they go into like a loft or something in episode 4?
I don't know.
It's
But
all
that could be a different season.
Who knows?
But anyway, how are you finding it from a holding it up?
I'll tell you what
point of view?
though,
It's holding
I
up.
think this holds up very well.
Yeah, it's
well.
way better. The first episode is fucking shaky as fuck, isn't it? And then
It's a
it
bit
does
dodgy,
seem
yeah.
to find its stride once you get really into the meat of the game.
And I think it's holding well because it's interesting. It's like even when did it come out? It was like 2010 or something. The Walking Dead
Something
one?
like that. Yeah,
And,
it's a long time ago.
And even like 13 years later, it's still an interesting story.
Yeah, it still manages to shock you, doesn't it?
It came
with some of the
out
stuff?
11 years ago, 2012.
Yeah,
So
some of the stuff that happens. Even now, I'm like, well, I forgot about that. You know, even the way that Lily shoots Carly, it's just like so out of the blue almost. They're arguing next week. Shot her.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what the hell? And I remember the first time I played it going, what the hell just happened?
Did you leave Carly Lily on the side of the road?
No, I took her with me.
I left that bitch on the fucking road.
Yeah, no, I took her with me. And then what?
God.
Do you know what happens when you take her with you?
No.
So basically, you lock her. Everyone like ties her up or something. You have her in the back of the van, and then when you're in the train bit, you go back into the camper, and she's just like, "Oh, just let me go, Lee. Just let me go, Lee." So you're like, "No way, man!" And you're looking around, and then she what I can't get me around. She gets herself free, and there's like, "I could have killed you at any time. Then I could have killed you at any time," sort of thing. And she's like, "Just let me go," and and she just drives off in the camper van. But I'm like, why didn't she just do that earlier if she could get herself free when no one was even in the camper van? You know what I mean?
I think my version of events is better. Look, I ditched her. I think that's like a better story because, she paid the price. She killed like the person that I was going to bang. Get lost.
Yeah, But let's be honest, Ben is the culprit here. You know
but
what
I don't think he ever dies then by the sounds of it, doesn't he?
I don't know. Something must happen to him, surely.
Who knows?
You're not going to last long on your own in this.
Yeah,
world,
what goes around comes around, man. You know what I mean? You can't.
Well, yeah,
do shit
I
like
remember
that.
what happens to Ben. I think I do.
Yeah, something definitely happens to Ben.
He does come back later, doesn't he?
It ain't good.
Yeah, it won't be good because Ben's like, ooh, he's on an arc now. You know what I mean? He's done some heinous shit. By covering all that.
James Baldwin said people pay for what they do.
Yeah, I kind of like when he's teaching Clementine to shoot, and he says, he's like, always go for a headshot, and she's like, well, yeah, Lee, always go for. He said, unless it's a living person sort of thing, then just shoot them wherever you can. You know what I mean? Body, head, it doesn't matter, just shoot them.
Okay, that's enough of Walking Dead. It's holding up.
Yeah, it's good. It still holds up.
It's holding up.
Just play it.
It is holding up. Just play it. Just play
You
it.
didn't play this, you got problems. All right. So I first of all, I played Loop Hero, but don't pull it up, Chinny. It's not worth talking about, really. I didn't enjoy it. It's confusing. It's weird. It doesn't make sense, and it does that thing that so many games do, where who am I? Where did I come from? Blah, 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 which is just like on Futurama.
Let me get this straight. Does anyone here not have amnesia?
Yeah, so moving right along, there is a puzzle game because Steam had a big sale on all these cerebral puzzle games, and I've been playing one called Krone Escher.
Ooh.
Oh.
And it's so Krone as in Kronos, the god of time, and Escher as in the Dutch surrealist master who made all sorts of really cool art of impossible geometries. And this game fuses those two things. It's really interesting because just like The Bridge, it does some very cool stuff with rotating your perspective and being able to walk on the walls and stuff like that. It's not a perfect game. I'm not going to say The Bridge is a perfect game, but it is a magnificent game. And at no point did I feel like The Bridge was kind of taking shorts or being a little sketchy. This game at times, it kind of cheats a little bit. In other words, there's places you can walk that really you shouldn't be able to walk there.
I see.
So that's a little annoying.
There's a game called Echochrome, which is very similar. It's black and white, but it's isometric, and you can rotate it, and you can make impossible walkways, basically. So if you rotate the camera, join something, you can walk across it. It's the same sort of isometric puzzle stuff.
Right, and I like that in general. It just feels like in some cases this game decided, let's just cut the corner here, and you can just walk from here to here, which really doesn't look like you can. I found one solution by accident. I was very frustrated, and I just started clicking randomly, and then you click in a thing where it can find a path, and it did, and it was like, that shouldn't be allowed. Like, it just didn't feel legal. That said, one thing that the game does, which is very interesting, is at one point, you finish the first group of levels, which are all very straightforward, rotate things, move levels, move ramps and stuff. Then it introduces the portal mechanic, and you can set a portal somewhere, and then you can flip back to that portal. And fortunately, you don't have to do anything special to get to that portal. And like the game Portal, it kind of changes everything when you have that power, right? Because the first set of levels, you're like, okay, I have, they can't design it in a way that I can't get back to wherever it is I want to go. But once the portal is introduced, oh, yes, you can. So it makes it so that you have to make sure, if you're going to move this bridge to the right side of the screen, you need to make sure you've got a portal on the left side so you can get back there, right?
Right.
Yeah, but so, it's very easy to restart the level. As you can see, there's things on the left side are like, hey, back up one move, reset the whole level. Later on, they introduced this thing where you can like take a snapshot of the level, and then your person will stay where they are, but the level will go back to where the snapshot was taken. So that includes rotating it, and sometimes there's just one way you can rotate it. Sometimes you can rotate it to all 4 points of view. It's very interesting. I like it. It's not perfect,
it just reminds me of Monument Valley, but more complex.
It's got some elements of Monument Valley. The aesthetics aren't nearly as good as Monument Valley. Monument Valley is, the gold standard of mobile games that are just breathtaking in terms of how they operate. This is a little more clunky, a little less fluid, but it is very well made, and I'm enjoying it. It's definitely the type of game where you can open it, play a couple levels, walk away. And I like those. So
it does look all right, I must admit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Krone Escher.
Very good.
Well deserving of that name.
Well deserving. Is that it for you? Are you also done?
I got one more pair of games that I'll talk about since y'all don't have anything else. And
no, we don't have anything else. We're done.
Yeah. Humble Bundle had a cozy bundle. I don't remember what they called it, but it was basically like a bundle of cozy games.
Humble Cozy Bundle.
It wasn't really called that. I just put that in the chat or in the
Cozy Coast.
Right. Yeah. And one of the games that was included in the bundle, and I paid like $15 for it. I could have paid nothing because fuck you, Humble Bundle, but it goes to charity, so you feel really bad paying very little. One of the games included is Assemble with Care. Stu, you have played that.
I have played and finished it.
Great game. I already own it. So if anybody wants a copy of that, Tainted Brain said he was going to check his PC specs and get back to me. I'm holding it for him.
I don't think it needs a lot to run it, if I'm being totally honest.
I don't think it does either, but you never know. Anyway, I should just give it to him. Never mind. I'm not offering this game code. Fuck
just give it to him.
I'm going to give it to Tainted Brain. Yeah, Tainted Brain, remind me to give you the code. Anyway, so they had 2 games in the bundle that I was interested in. So I was like, all right, I'll buy the whole bundle, give away Assemble with Care, and then the other games, if anybody wants them, I can give them to you. They don't look great. But the 2 that did look pretty interesting to me, I have played, and I'm ready to talk about them.
Okay.
Yeah, brace yourselves, people. Here it comes.
Let's go.
Yeah. The first one's called Cat Cafe Manager. This is a game where you manage a cafe that has cats in it.
Correct.
Now, it's not all for cats. Like, you're not a cat. You're not serving cats. You're serving coffee, tea, pretzels.
Yeah, it's a cafe with cats
to humans.
I got it.
But it's got cats in it, yes.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe you were serving cats when I first started playing it. But nope, that's not how it works. Yeah, it's very straightforward. You start by it's 2D. You start by setting up your cafe, and then different types of people come by to see you, starting with vagrants who only ever want water. And then the witches come by and they want pretzels, and you serve them. You get different kinds of currency from each of them. That different kinds of currency allows you to unlock other things. You can adopt more cats. The cats cozy up to the vagrants and the witches and the and the businessmen. Yeah, so it's a pretty straightforward, shop management type game. It's cute. It's fun. The thing that's very interesting about it is, like, you have a service mode. Like, okay, people are coming in, you need to serve them. And then you have, like, in the evening, you basically go and buy supplies and stuff. So it's not, you don't have to, it basically pauses the game when you go to buy stuff, which is nice because some games, the clock is ticking, people are coming into the restaurant, they're demanding orders, and it gets very stressful when you have to multitask like that.
Right.
Yeah, and the cooking is very simple. You're not really doing much. You just go to the kitchen and you click a button to get the milk or tea or pretzel or whatever it is the person has ordered, and you just click on the person and it serves them, and that's it. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. It's cute, but it's not too graphically remarkable. Eventually you hire people to, work in your cafe as well, so you don't have to do all the running around everywhere. You keep adopting new cats, and then you get too many cats and you go find them forever homes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cute enough. I'm glad I didn't pay a lot of money for it because the graphics aren't amazing, as you can see. But they're fine. It's a good, cute little game.
It reminds me of Prison Architect a little bit, but like shitter.
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's not
Prison
designed
Architect, but shitter.
And a very different concept. Like, this is all about,
Oh, what's he always holding? Is he holding a tray?
He's holding a tray, yes, and like you go get the water, and then you bring the water on a tray.
Duke, I don't like that. So if you could email the developers and tell them to change that.
I will. I'll get right on that.
Cool.
The other game is called Lemon Cake. And it is kind of similar because in both cases they're following, and maybe they came out before Stardew Valley. I have no idea when these games came out, but they both follow the same thing that Stardew Valley did, which is your relative left you this shop and you have to get it back on its feet. So in Cat Cafe Manager, your grandma left you this. In Lemon Cake, I think it's your aunt or whatever. But in all cases, it's like, hey, oh, great, this place is going to smell like food again. Lemon Cake is a bakery that you run, not a cafe. Okay, you got that? It's very different. We're
very
worlds
different.
apart here.
Very different.
Yeah, right. So Lemon Cake, and Lemon Cake is different because it's more of a 3D game. The graphics are still pretty simple, but they're more cozy. They're more heartwarming. You're running around, and in Lemon Cake, there's this ghost who's like telling you, "Oh, do this, do that." They guide you through the first stages of it or whatever. And you're actually mixing ingredients now in Lemon Cake. You're putting them in the oven. You have to put the wood in the oven to keep the fire going, et cetera, et cetera. But once you get done with that and you have your baguette or your sweet roll or whatever it is you're serving, it's still the same process of person sits down, places an order, you take their order, you go get the food, you bring it back, you clean up spills, which is another thing you have to do also in Cat Cafe Manager. If the cat pisses on the floor, you have to clean it up unless you have an employee who can do it. Yep. And you make spills in this game too. You don't actually make them; they just show up. But it's another thing you have to do once in a while is like clean up the spill. And then when someone gets done eating, there's like a messy plate, and you click on it and you like clean it up. So if you've ever wanted to clean up plates, this is the game for you.
Wow.
Whereas if you prefer cleaning up cat piss, then you might want to try Cat Cafe Manager.
Or neither of them, maybe.
Or neither of them.
Neither of them.
But I think lemon cake's the one I'm going to keep going with because it's more satisfying, I think, to pull out a baguette than it is to just click and hold and get a glass of water. And the graphics are better in lemon cake. It just feels more cozy. But you got a display case, and you can put some stuff in the display case for lemon cake and, get customers to come in that way. And I haven't really seen the part where you upgrade your cafe or your bakery, I guess. But lemon cake, I think, is the better of the two. So I'm going to give lemon cake 2 thumbs up and Cat Cafe Manager 1 thumb up. The bundle is over with, apparently, so you can't get these for super cheap anymore.
Lemon cake is on the Switch as well.
Yeah, I think they're maybe both on the Switch because certainly Cat Cafe Manager is on other platforms. They're both on Steam anyway, so you could certainly wishlist them if you want. And if you're Tainted Brain, you get to have Assemble with Care because I'm going to gift it to you.
Go and gift it to him. Gift it to him. By the way, is Tainted Brain does he do the Patreon at all?
Tainted.
I don't think so.
Brian.
And by the way, there's another
I just wondered because he might be getting a T-shirt as well. You never know.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Next week, I hope to finish this game that I started this week because I know Stu's going to want to know what I think. The game is Eliza.
Oh, nice. I think you're going to like it. Maybe you won't. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
I have some thoughts, but I'm not going to share them yet.
Okay. Well, see what you think when you get to the end. Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the thing. A game like that, you definitely don't want to talk about it before you're done with it.
No, you don't. Definitely not. No, definitely not.
That's right. So stay tuned, people.
Stay tuned. Eliza, God. Yeah. That's a blast from the past.
Right. What's next?
I think we should do some emails because we've got a lot of speed pipes to get through.
No gaming news.
Whoa, that ruled.
Yeah, can I just say, sadly, this week we have no email from Jason. So, Jason,
you mean all the emails are going to make sense?
Has actually not sent one this week. He's decided to have a week off. So there you go.
Or he's decided to have a Wii.
Well, maybe. That being said, we have got an email off Darren Sim. So he's got this.
All right, Darren.
So Darren Sim,
Thanks, Darren.
and he says, "Evening, guys.
Evening.
Firstly, I really need to double check my emails before I send them. However, it is funny hearing Stu trying to read out what I have written. Hopefully, this week is better." Listening, he did do last week. He did a couple of sentences where there was no punctuation at all, and I was trying to work out where to put it as I was reading it.
That's every email Stu ever sends ever. So he's pot.
What do you
kettle,
mean?
Kettle,
Fuck
pot.
off. Anyway, whilst listening to the podcast during the week, I felt a sense of embarrassment when you were talking about the watching people on YouTube watching other things. As you were chatting, I was thinking to myself that I watched Limmy do that. I found myself watching him over Christmas, watching things like 3-2-1 or Cilla Black and other Xmas-related game shows. 3-2-1. You remember that, Chinny? Are you old enough to even remember 3-2-1?
It was a bit before my time. I know what it is with the bin and all that sort of stuff, but...
Nobody, and I mean nobody, understood what the fuck was going on that show. No one knew why you won. Nobody understood what
Ted
the rules
Rogers?
were.
Was it Ted Rogers?
Yeah, it was Ted Rogers and
Ted
Dusty
Rogers.
Bin. Dusty Bin.
Yeah,
He used to
it was
just
before.
randomly bring a bin out.
It was
on
before my
wheels.
time. Yeah, it was before my time.
But no one had any clue what the hell was going on. It was just
Ted
fucking ridiculous.
Rogers.
It was surreal but hilarious. I was relieved when I heard Chinny mention him and couldn't believe he liked him too.
Love him. I was watching him today.
I'm a big fan. Along with being massively funny, I really like his views and opinions on things and the way he discusses certain subjects.
Thanks, Brian.
Anyway, just thought I would give him another wee shout out. This week, I will give you 3 actors and let you decide which one to pick. I hope Chinny's keeping a database on these.
Okay, this is a game we play where they give us an actor and we have to name as many movies as we can that person's been in, and the person who can not think of a movie is the first loser.
I think
and
all
then there's a
three of
second
these.
loser.
Well, one of them's probably easier than the other two, so I'll go with what I think's the
Well, Chinny always
easiest
wins
one.
this game, so it's kind
I
of
think that-
futile, but that's okay. It's fun.
So
anyway.
Chinny can start as he always wins.
Well, who is it?
It's
Well, then he shouldn't start if he always wins.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So am I starting?
You can start.
All right, we'll go with Titanic.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Shutter Island.
Inception.
Great Gatsby.
The Beach.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, good one.
The Departed. He's in that. Isn't he?
Yeah, he's in that.
He is in that. I hadn't thought of another one. I should have had taken the time. No, I'm out.
Go on, Duke. Let's go. Keep going.
No, it's your turn.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's mine. Revenant.
Ah, that's what I was gonna say. Shit. Someone already said Great Gatsby. I think it was me. Leonardo DiCaprio. I already used up my good one. I
Oh
should
my
have
God,
saved
there's
Gilbert
so
Grape for later because
many.
nobody else knows that.
So
I know.
many.
I'm just. He
somebody's-
wasn't in Inglourious Bastards, was he?
No, that's Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but two people can be in a movie.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, that comedy. I only date 25-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, no,
Nice.
I
I
can't
saw what
think
you
of
did there.
anymore. I lose.
I saw what you did there.
Oh, some other ones.
Did you say Titanic?
Yeah, you said that.
I
at
think
the
Stu
beginning.
said that.
No, I
Or
didn't.
you
Ginny
said
said it. I think
Okay,
right near the
Ginny.
I
beginning.
was gonna say, like, surely there's like Titanic.
Yeah, you said that right close. To
I
the
tend to
beginning.
try not to think of the most famous ones because I'm like, those are going to get said quickly.
Yeah.
Aviator, was that
Come
him?
on, then, Ginny. As you said, there's
Andrew
millions of them.
Flying
Come on, then.
One.
Let's
Well,
hear
there's
'em.
the Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I was
duh.
trying to think what that was called.
Romeo and Juliet was probably
Oh,
one
Romeo and
that
Juliet.
Duke
of
should
course.
have got.
Should have got that one. That's a good one.
I'm trying to
Baz.
think. Trying to
Baz
think of some
Luhrmann.
more. Don't Look Up, which is his like sort of.
Don't Look Up. That's the latest
yeah.
one, isn't
Duh.
it?
That's
Yeah.
the latest one. He was in the J. Edgar movie. Django would have been one. Hold on.
Oh,
Which
that's
was the
right.
one? Which was
Shutter
the...
Island.
Yeah, I said Shutter
Someone said
Island.
Shutter Island.
Which was the Martin Scorsese thing where he was up against another, like an undercover?
The Departed.
Did we say
Departed, I
that
said
one?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that.
Catch Me If You Can. That's an easy one.
Oh,
Yeah, Catch Me If You
The,
Can.
the
All right, you know a lot of
Iron
movies.
Mask, Gangs of London, New York. Sorry, Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York, yeah, that's right.
The other, he did Blood Diamonds. That was a good one. The Aviator.
All right,
that's
we
another
get it.
Martin Scorsese film.
Right, moving on. Who's the next
Yeah,
actor?
thank you, Darren. Give us another act here because I can't say the other two now because I've seen what they are. So just stick to
Oh.
one. Stick
Basketball
to one.
Diaries. Dude.
Yeah, all right.
Basketball Diaries.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
one, but thank you. Okay, we have got a what does it mean for this week? But again, it's modern slang. So
Okay.
modern slang.
I am not making that into a jingle. You have to do that live every week.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? What does it
Yeah.
mean?
Yes,
Here we
we're
go.
ready.
The first one this evening is gee whiz. Gee whiz.
Well, it's clearly a deviant of a cheese whiz, which is this processed spread that we have in the U.S. that tastes like plastic, basically.
Gee whiz, isn't
And
it
so-
just like gee whiz?
It's an exclamation, isn't it? It's like,
Gee
wow.
Well, I
gee
think
whiz.
it was a substitute for Jesus because Jesus
Oh, it could
is
be. You could be
heretical,
right. I like that.
Or I'm pretty sure that's it. Along with by George, because people would say by God. and
Jeebus.
that's considered, or Jeebus, but that's a Simpsons direct correlate. So.
Hardy down in
Okay.
the chat said another Leonardo DiCaprio film was Critters 3, which is a
Is he
lot.
really?
Really, that's a good obscure
I think
one. We like
I think that was
obscure
his one of his first films that he ever did.
Oh.
First used in the 19th century, gee whiz is actually shorthand or a minced oath in linguistic terms for Jesus. You're completely correct,
go.
Duke.
Gee.
Yes, he was in that, by the way.
Gee whiz.
So both Dan and I are.
Oh, we're back to by the way, we're not doing lingo. We're back to normal ones. Here we go.
Okay,
Next
alright.
one is that went down like a lead balloon. That went down like a lead balloon.
Well, I imagine
So in this
that.
case, obviously, it's not asking what it means; it's where it came from.
Yeah, so it's where did it come from? Because we know what it means. It means something didn't go down well when you said it, or
I always thought
did
it was
it.
something somebody just made up.
Yeah, someone made it up. Some bloke.
Well, it's a
called-
bit like it's a bit like a chocolate teapot, isn't it? It's like that's like a
who's-
chocolate
I've
tea.
never
Farmer
heard that.
used to.
Nobody-
I'm gonna
There's a
say
chocolate teapot.
a bloke called Colin made it up in
Yeah, yeah.
1980.
I think it's a
Lead
bloke
balloon.
named Fred.
No, 1972. Some guy called Colin made it up somewhere.
Okay. I
From
have no
from
idea. Do
Dudley.
tell.
He was from Dudley.
Yeah, I actually think I know the answer to this. I do.
Go ahead, tell us.
I think it's because back in when they first invented hot air balloons, they used to use lead as ballast. So when they let the air out of the balloon, or I don't know, whatever, they had loads of lead in the basket to help them get back down to the ground. So they use lead because obviously lead's dense, and you don't need much of it to weigh it down.
Let's see if you're correct.
I'd bet I'm not. The US version of this phrase, "go over like a lead balloon," first appeared in Mom and Pop cartoon in several newspapers in 1924. It then fell out of use after World War II and was said to inspire a certain heavy metal band to call themselves Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, interesting.
That's quite interesting. I like that. Huh. Go over like a lead balloon.
Go
Right.
figure.
You're in the bad books. You're in the bad books, Duke.
You're in the bad books. I've
You're
never
in the
even heard
bad
that.
books.
That's
So what
not
are
a
the
real
bad
saying.
books?
You're making stuff up.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, you've been
that
naughty.
quote's
You're
in the
sort
bad
of being
books.
shunned. That's
Is
what
it a
means.
Santa
but
Claus
words
thing?
that
Like you're on the naughty list?
Maybe. Yeah.
No, in your bad. Yeah, you're on the naughty list in the bad. Oh, that might be it. I like that. Yeah. So like the Father Christmas is naughty list.
I think it's like comes from like
good as
school, like they write your name down at school or something like that.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or St. Peter when you get to heaven. Oh, you're in the bad books.
Or is it like?
Yeah, but you wouldn't even get there though, because then their admin's wrong if you get there.
No, you got to wait in line, and then you get up to the gates.
No, but
and
I
they're
thought,
all right,
like,
what's
you-
your name? Let me look it up. And if you're not on the good book, they pull a little lever, and then the cloud opens up.
What's
and
the
you fall
point
down
in
to hell.
sending you up there? Like, who's doing the admin? Like,
Because everyone gets to at least see the heaven that they could have had if they hadn't been an evil sinner.
Yeah, and then you get sent to hell instead.
So what's purgatory for
Yeah.
then? What's purgatory for?
Purgatory is where the unbaptized babies go.
Oh,
Although when George Carlin did the interview with maybe that's Limbo. When George Carlin did the interview with Jesus in the 1980s, the woman said, what's purgatory like?" He's like, "I never heard about no purgatory. We got heaven, hell, heck, and limbo. What's heck? It's kind of like hell. It's just not as bad."
I think this refers to people writing atheist type books, that are against the Bible.
Yeah.
Hence they're bad books because they're not promoting religion. That's what I think.
Could be
Anti-religion
Let's
books.
find out.
That's what I'm going for. In the Middle Ages, one's books meant one's reckoning or cognizance. So to be out of someone's books meant you were no longer part of their life or interest to them.
Okay.
So there you go. Who knew?
So presumably that's a variation of that. With your
Gentlemen, that for now will be the last. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being a.
We do appreciate it. It's
I
been a good
imagine like
section of the
there's
show.
only so many of them you can do.
There is.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to look for something else to tickle your fancy.
Yeah, we
I'm-
love all sorts of fun things, so keep them coming.
I'm away for a few weeks, so we'll put my thinking cap on and hopefully come up with something new for the show. That's fine. You just
Yes,
do
thank
that.
you.
Anything new's always great.
Yeah,
that's
thanks,
it. So
Mark.
thank you, Mark, for all the effort. It's been great.
I remembered
fun.
his
We've
name this
enjoyed it.
week. It's my brother's name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks very much,
All
Mark.
right.
That's it for emails. So
more
we've got
emails?
speak pipes to get
Oh,
through. Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message. For
We
us.
got 5, is that right? 5 speak pipes?
There's a lot of speak pipes. Yeah, there's
Oh,
3 and
great
then
smoke.
2 others.
No dilly dallying, people. We're just gonna move through these real quick. Like, you ready? The
Yep.
first one is from John, aka Major Avenge / John Mouse.
Hello, veteran gamers. John here, aka Major Revenge, and I played this week's Play My Game Bitch, which was Figment 2, and I thought that the art was really good. I thought that the music was really good, but the game is definitely not good. The voice acting is awful.
Correct.
The lines of dialogue are terrible. I wrote
Yeah.
one of them down. The sprouts are a little bit sprouty. Really?
I like it.
Really, the 6-year-olds that I was teaching last year would come up with better writing than some of the
Really?
rubbish that I've had to endure in this game. The characters' voices are really incredibly annoying. The gameplay's okay. I thought that the puzzles were okay. The combat is just dumb. I've not played the first Figment game, and after playing this one, I really wouldn't want to. I looked it up on how long to beat, and it said 5 hours. Nope. I got as far as Mayor Relic.
Yeah.
Same boss already 3 times. No, I am done. I am out. I am dipping. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's Play My Game Bitch. I'm going to try and play along with you guys, but yeah, this one definitely not for me. I didn't really understand why when the sprouts are shooting at you, if you forward roll into them, you don't get hit. But if you forward roll out of the way and it touches you ever so slightly, you do get hit.
That's a good point.
Don't really understand that one. But loving the shows, guys. See you soon, lads. Bye.
Thank you, John.
Cheers,
Appreciate
John.
that.
Isn't it great to have John back?
It is. It's lovely to hear his voice.
We love
Lovely.
everybody who gets in touch with us and everyone who plays along. These are great. Again, thank you, John. The game for next week is Arcade Paradise. So everybody who wants to play along, send us a speak pipes. Tell us what you think of that. Or if you're backlogged and you hear a game from the past, you can still tell us what you think of Maquette or whatever. We'll still play your speak pipes. All right, the next one is from Jacinta. And if I'm going to play that, I got to play this.
Her name is Jacinta.
There you go. Thank you, Gina. Yeah, so she sent 3 people. Here comes the first one.
Damn.
Hi guys, it's Jacinta here. Long time no contact. I stopped doing those Play My Game bitches. You might have noticed that.
Disgusting.
I don't really have any excuse other than I just kind of really stopped enjoying it.
That's no excuse. Oh wait, she said that was no excuse.
Well, we stopped enjoying doing the show 7 years ago.
Yeah, we did.
But we still do it.
Still do it, Jacinta.
To dread it, which is not great.
No.
So
We don't want anyone to do anything they dread.
No, that's
yeah, I just
terrible.
found it really arduous to kind of learn a new game system every week, and it made me really reflect on the fact that Chitty said this a little while ago that he doesn't like most indie games, and I think I just don't like most games. So
I love that.
I really wanted to thank you guys for doing that thing where you go out and you try everything, so that people like me can, I guess, kind of benefit from that kind of reconnaissance. So
You're welcome. That's what we provide, a public service. Yeah.
I guess it gave me a real appreciation for the fact that that is not always like an easy thing to do. So I actually have a list of games that I have played pretty much entirely based on your recommendations. And I wanted to kind of thank each of you for allowing me to enjoy those. So from Chinny, pretty much the main 2 would be Tomb Raider and The Last of Us. I remember him really liking the first reboot of the Tomb Raiders, and probably the biggest Last of Us fanboy among you all, although I know all of you love this game.
Although only one of us has actually been in contact and chatted frequently with Neil Druckmann.
Yeah, and can I just say only 2 of us have actually played both parts of the game?
Yeah, that's true.
Can I just mention that?
Do it. I literally bought a PS3 when I was 20 and at university so that I could play Journey, and I really couldn't afford it, but I did it anyway, and I do not regret it. So,
Wow, do you know, can you just pause there, Jude?
Well, that's the end of the first speak pipe, so I have to
I was
pause
going to
it.
say, that both humbles and scares me, can I just say? That somebody bought
You're having
a
an influence,
PS3
man.
console.
Yeah.
That's
Look,
right.
On the
we get
back
it.
of one of my game recommendations.
Sometimes like people buy games because we say they're good. It's so
I know.
dangerous.
It is.
so
I just feel
dangerous.
like, oh my god, what if you don't like
I
it?
know.
What if you bought a PS3 and you
I know,
hated the
I
game? I'd be
know.
like, oh, I'd be
Sell it
mortified.
used, go to a smelly shop.
I know.
Yeah, but especially when she said she
They
couldn't
know what
really
they're getting
afford
into.
it.
We're not responsible for what people do.
I'd give a
Well, I
refund.
should explain
I
at the
know,
beginning, though.
but you forget that you actually influence people's decisions. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
well,
oh my
hey.
God.
Fonte
I find it a
said
bit
on the Little Brother
scary.
track, God said that brothers are listening. I better have something to say to them.
I'm so glad you liked it. Can I just say, I'm so glad just into that you love that game. Because...
It's easy to get used to people ignoring you. It's hard to be like, oh shit, I better use
better be
my
careful
words
what I
wisely.
say.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go to around about episode 549, the episode name is called Who Cares, but the one after it is a spoilers show about The Last of Us 2, if anybody wants to listen to
Oh,
it.
yeah, there you go.
So that's July
what a
2020.
game.
What we did.
What a game.
Yeah.
God, you forget
All
how
right,
long ago
here
it is, don't you?
It is a
3
long time
years
ago.
now.
Yeah, crazy. And we still don't have a TV show based on that game. What the heck? Yeah, here's the second one from Jacinta.
my last speed pipe cut off because time is hard. I think I got up to the fact that I bought a PS3 to play Journey. I also played To the Moon, which made me, very emotional. I didn't cry, but it was a good experience, and I only played that on Stuart's recommendation as well. I played Half-Life 2 and like the episodes really late. I think I played them around maybe 2014 or so. And again, I played those because of mainly Stuart's kind of recommendation. Portal 2, obviously, and 1 as well, all of you love, so I can't really credit one of you specifically, but I put it under Stu because Half-Life and they go together, right?
Yeah.
You gave me the guts to play Call of Duty multiplayer, which I was always kind of afraid to do as a chick in the 360 era. Even though I came to it late, it was fun. You made me appreciate Skyrim in a way that I probably wouldn't have otherwise, just because it always reminds me of you, which makes me sound like a creepy stalker, but I promise I'm not.
No, that makes you sound like a good person. Everyone should think of me every time they boot up Skyrim.
Thanks.
I do.
Yeah, now what you need to do is buy a gaming PC. We know you'll buy hardware on our recommendation, so buy a gaming PC and get the mod that allows you to do all kinds of crazy hairstyles and different colors with your hair, because you can't do that on the console. Maybe you can. I don't know if those mods are available. Some mods are available on the console.
I think. Anyway, Counter-Strike as well. I remember you went through a bit of a Counter-Strike Dota 2 phase, and I played those probably mainly because you had played them as well.
Wow.
And that led me to League of Legends, which I play a lot. So I just wanted to say thank you. You've gone out there and done the hard work, and I really appreciate it, and now realize that how much work that actually is. Chinny, look forward.
Oh, she got cut off again. Hang on. She sent a third one.
It's going to be baby advice. It's going to be baby advice.
Of course it is.
Time again. Chinny, I look forward to hearing poop stories.
Yay.
I am glad that you're looking forward to the baby, even though everyone keeps telling you how horrible it is. You will need that to get through it. It's really horrible. But it is actually amazing. And believe it or not, Elliot is now 2.5. And I still have poop stories to tell. This one time, he pooped and then he vomited, and I literally didn't know which end to clean first because he was really freaking out that the vomit was on his hand, but I was really freaking out the fact that his bum was in the air covered in poop. Really didn't know what to do, but we worked it out. So I'm really just looking forward to that, and I think I may actually send some Bluey merchandise to your business address and give that to you, because that's just, you need that in your life. You need Bluey to get through. It's basically a show about parenting that kids like. It's not a kids show about parenting.
Okay.
And every human should watch it. They even made me like cricket. Okay.
Wow.
So that's important. Anyway, peace and love. You guys are amazeballs, and I'm gonna go.
Yay! Thank you, Jacinta.
Yeah, can I just say, when I hear, I just feel really humbled that sort of people take seriously what we say.
Don't worry,
Stu. People in other countries, people around the world. This is
like I say, I find it equally humbling and scary.
Don't
at the
worry.
Same time.
Me and Duke will put you right fucking back down.
Yeah, shut up. No one cares what you think.
No one cares about your stupid, shitty games. Okay.
Hey,
look, on the brighter note, can I just say, most of the stuff I play is usually cheap because it's an indie game, so at least it's not like AAA prices or whatever. But a whole console, man, that was a bit scary.
Hey, I've got a question for you two.
Oh, Linoleum.
Obviously, I don't really talk about it that much, but I have a baby on the way.
You do? You do?
Baby is about...
it's not long.
Technically, the baby could come in 2 weeks. But the
I
baby,
know, I thought that.
But the baby is supposed to come in about 6 weeks, roughly.
Right.
Yeah.
6-7 weeks. So I've probably got time for one more big ass game.
Oh,
okay.
Baldur's Gate 3.
No, not doing that. So I've got a couple. I've got a couple in my backlog.
Right. So you're going to give us them. We have to choose which one.
Maybe I could crack on more with Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Right.
Right.
Bear in mind that it's on the Switch. Worst sound clip we've ever got. Bear in mind it's on the Switch, so I could play that while I'm also trying
while the delivery's happening.
While Tara's in labour, exactly right. What I'm saying
You're
is
gonna be too busy controlling the drone that's filming it.
the Switch is easier for me to pick up and play while I've got a baby around, probably because you know, blah blah blah. So I'm definitely going to play it when the baby comes. But I've got Star Wars Survivors.
Okay.
Question mark.
Right. I don't even know what that is.
It's the new.
It's the new one. It's
Star
not just
Wars.
Survivors. It's something Survivor.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor, isn't it?
Oh, I was going to say I've never heard of Star Wars Survivors.
Well,
What's
you know,
that?
it's fucking hell. It's only one word off.
Yeah,
Jesus
the new
Christ.
the new Jedi game. Okay.
So I got that. I don't think I'm ready to start a Resident Evil. I only played 3 not so long ago, and I was too scared. I feel like I've got some other games, but I'm just blanking. But I don't know. Like,
You've never played Resident Evil 7, have you? You've never played that.
Never played that. That's too scary.
You should definitely play it.
Yeah, I
That's
should
such a
play
good
it. I
game.
should play it. I will like them. I do like the Resident
I
Evil.
know,
games.
it's such a
But
good
the problem
game.
is they're fucking really scary. You know?
The 7 especially is scary.
Sorry.
7 more than any of the others.
What else have I got? I got oh yeah, there's a game called Tunic.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I've heard
really
good things
good.
about that.
That's,
I've never played it.
Yeah, that's
Tunic.
pretty good.
I've
played
also
quite a bit of
played
that.
it, Stu?
Stu,
Yeah, I played quite a bit of Tunic.
get ready. I've got something I'm
Go
going
on.
to tell you here, and
Okay.
you're going to get very excited.
Go
I've
on, then.
also got Hogwarts Legacy.
All right, okay.
And Duke, I've got something here that's going to get you very excited.
Oh my god.
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Well, that's obviously my vote.
Right, well, I'm
Or I got
I'm gonna
Mafia
do
2. I got
this.
Mafia 2 as well. Mafia 2.
I'm going to do this on 2 things, right? So I think for me personally, it's between Jedi Survivor
Hmm.
and Hogwarts Legacy, and I'll tell you for why. Because they
Why
both
Jedi
came out
Survivor?
this year,
Relevant.
so they're both relevant.
Relevant.
And I also think they're both games you would enjoy.
Yes.
So that's why I'm gonna. I think you would enjoy those equally.
So
Because
you're
of the
going.
kind
So
of
don't forget about the
third-person-y-
enjoyment ones because I think I'd enjoy any of the ones that I've mentioned.
Yeah, no, I do agree, but I think these are more in your.
But I think the
wheelhouse.
more important thing that you've said there is relevancy.
Yeah.
Because if I play
Yeah.
Tunic or Immortals or Mafia 2,
Yeah.
they're not relevant.
No.
They're not
Not
relevant.
relevant.
And it won't be
Yeah,
useful
I
for the
think
game
they're
of
relevant.
year
they're,
chat.
they're relevant. Yeah, well, I mean, they're not particularly applicable to that particular discussion, but you know,
Yeah,
hey,
it's interesting.
all
because-
relevant. All games are
because
relevant for the
either-
show.
Can
it's
we
still a
just
relevant
say-
movie. Romeo and Juliet is still a relevant play.
Yeah, it is. But either of those games could potentially be a 2023 game of the year. I would have
They
said.
were, they could definitely make the top 5.
Either
top
of those
10.
They don't have
games.
a whole lot of competition, do they?
You're not
No.
you're not a massive Harry Potter fan, though, are you?
No, which will
And it
be.
pains
And in fact, you're very much an enemy of
Yeah.
wars and spells and wizards and shit.
It absolutely
As
pains me
Yeah.
to say this, Chinny. As
Yeah.
much as I would love you to play Hogwarts Legacy because it's so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I just feel you'd be more invested in Star Wars universe because
I
you
don't
love
think you would
Star
like the
Wars.
Hogwarts.
So I mean, this kills me, right? By not recommending the game I would love you
He's
to
literally
play.
dead right
dying.
It is. It's killing me, man. It is killing me. But I've got to go with Star Wars. I've got to say.
now.
It's interesting.
I hate myself.
Wouldn't it be
now.
interesting to know what I think of
myself.
Hogwarts, though?
Oh, lovely! I'd love to know what
I
you
think
think
that
of
would kill
Hogwarts.
him to actually hear your opinion of that.
I'd
He could
love
barely
to
take
know
your
what you think of
Dordogne.
Hogwarts, but I know deep down you're probably going to enjoy Star Wars more.
Is it
So-
really that deep down, though? I mean, I think he wears it pretty much on the surface.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'd-
elves. Fuck wizards.
I'd love you
I know
to
there's no
look. I'd
elves
love
in
you to
Harry
choose
Potter.
Hogwarts, but I'm going to leave it with you. But that would be my recommendation. I'd love you to do that, and sort of maybe prove yourself wrong and go, "Oh, actually, this is pretty cool."
Okay, I'll make a decision by next week because I need
Make
to
a
crack
decision.
on with something.
Immortals is fun. There's my explanation.
We
All right,
have
should we do the last speak pipe?
We have somebody has already bought a T-shirt.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Thank you.
Joystick
It doesn't matter
J.
who.
Joystick J.
Has he? Which one did he go for?
Yeah.
Can I
He's gone
ask?
for the just the logo, just
Oh, right,
the-
okay, nice.
Some money.
They're lettered. I've lettered them on the Discord, so he's gone for A, which is like just the logo, big logo on the front. Action Gamers, bam.
Awesome. Thank you.
Nice.
All right, here comes the last speak pipe. It's from Saint Diesel, Hands Akimbo.
Hey, veteran gamers, it's Saint Diesel back again. Before I get on to my main subject this week, I wanted to make a quick movie recommendation. Yesterday, I watched a film from 2019 called Guns Akimbo. It stars Mr. Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe. I think it's very funny, very violent, very fast-moving. It's a modern satire on the internet culture and in-part video games. And it's got a very good use of the song When the Shit Goes Down by Cypress Hill, when the Daniel Radcliffe character meets a character played by Rhys Darby, who of course plays Murray in the Flight of the Conchords
that's a
TV
good combination.
series. And I think it's well worth a watch. But get on to the main subject for this week. It's hand gestures. No, not those sort of hand gestures. I work in an office, and a lot of the time people are using headsets to speak to people, and even though they can't see them on the screen, they quite often move their arms about in their hands to make their points, even though no one can see them at the other end. And I've noticed on YouTube videos especially, lots of presenters move their arms about, make hand gestures when they're talking to make their points. And I don't do that personally, but I wondered, do you use a lot of hand gestures when you talk to people to make your points? And I was quite interested in Duke. I know he's an English teacher. Mr. Piotrowski, does he use a lot of hand gestures when talking to his students to make his point, get his point across? You know the sort of thing I'm talking about. And I'll leave it at that until next time.
Yes, that funky Cypress Hill-ish. Yes, to answer your question, yes. In fact, it's not just hand gestures. It's wild gesticulating, moving around the room. I take very seriously the opportunity I have to get students' attention and keep them interested in stuff. And so I studied great speakers through history, especially like Malcolm X was a master of public discourse, and he gestured with such passion and intensity. I try to use that in my classroom, and when I talk to anybody, I think hand gestures are a good way to use the body to emphasize points, and so I'm doing them even now on this Zoom call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do them all the time.
I do. I've caught myself doing hand gestures whilst doing the podcast quite on a few, and I just see myself on screen and think, why am I doing that with my hand?
I look at you a lot and think, why are you doing that? Yeah.
Yeah, I do it quite a lot. I said do by the way just now.
do.
I did say do.
Yeah. And here's a
I'm
funny
a
story involving
gesticulator.
hand gestures. Yeah, that's what Dan said in the chat. There's a TV show, Clerks, the cartoon show, great show. And the guy who did the voice of the assistant would get very much into the physical acting when he was doing the voice acting, even though no one would ever see what he was doing. So at one point, it's implied that this guy is a robot, and he goes, circuits, wait a minute, are you some kind of robot? And he goes, oh no, of course not. And then he's like, note to self, Randall knows too much, kill the human. And when he did it, he would always touch his chest as if hitting a record button. So it's an example of the devotion that sometimes actors will use when they're doing, sound work, even though, because it's all, you can't get yourself to do a thing. Hand gestures are part of the human attempt to put into words the stuff in our heads, right? So ideally, theoretically, you could communicate just as well without doing hand gestures. But I think that physical activity has something to do with how the brain works, which means that you probably communicate more effectively just in terms of the words you choose and how you say them when you put your body into it as well.
Well, they filmed all the actors doing the voiceovers for the first Toy Story and stuff, and they do that ever since because they want to copy what Tom Hanks is doing or what
oh, sure.
who else is in that movie? Tim Allen or whatever his name is.
Tim Allen. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, so they want to copy.
Yeah. Good question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Saint Diesel.
True.
We'll check out Guns Akimbo. I'm curious. That sounds good.
Yeah,
he's got.
I'll see Reese in anything.
He's got guns strapped to his hands or something, and he just has to go.
Okay. Cool.
Guns Akimbo. That's what he does. By the way, we watched a great film last week that I've not seen. It's an old film, but I've never seen it before. Which was
Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
No, is it The Inside Man or The Inside Job? No. Inside Man.
Is that Denzel
Inside
Washington?
Man, yeah, with
Denzel Washington, Clive Owen.
Clive Owen, yeah.
So,
that's very good.
So good.
Jodie Foster in a very different role.
Jodie Foster's in it too.
I love Jodie Foster. I'll see her read a phone.
She's they're all great. I mean, they do brilliant. Yeah. They're all brilliant. Denzel is properly in his wheel.
Oh, Denzel is amazing.
Wow, such a great movie.
He's the man.
He is the man. Brilliant.
Speaking of Malcolm X, I mean,
yeah,
he didn't win the Oscar that year. Come on.
Ugh. Well, there's been many years when someone should have won the Oscar and something else got it, or someone else got it.
But I mean, especially Denzel for Malcolm X. I mean, that's
has he ever won one, Denzel?
I think he has, but I
think he has.
Did he get one for Training Day?
I don't think so.
I feel like he was nominated. Nominated for
Received
Training
10
Day.
nominations, winning 1 for Best Supporting Actor for Glory.
All right, there
Oh, he
you
won
go.
Best Actor. No, he did win Best Actor for Training Day. Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I thought he had.
I mean,
thought-
that's a good performance, but I'm not decided yet on whether I think it's a good movie.
Oh, I love
Yes.
Training Day. I love
Yeah,
it.
I like Training Day.
It's got problems, but whatever. Hurricane. Oh God, he was so good in Hurricane.
Yeah,
that's a
my-
movie he should have won an
My
Oscar.
dad's favorite Denzel movie. One of my dad's favorite movies ever was Hurricane.
Yeah,
because the song was Bob Dylan. He's a big Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I got that story of the hurricane. All right, so that's all the speak pipes. Thank you, everybody who sent us speak pipes.
Yeah, it's been a good
And
week.
now we're
Speak
gonna
pipes and
talk
emails. Keep
about
them coming.
Threads.
Oh yeah, we have. We've got some threads. I'm on it. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Rubbish.
I'm pretty sure that's where my
I
B12
love that.
deficiency came from.
You know what? Here's the thing. Look, people, I don't mind saying this. I have a special fondness for all of these jingles because they're composed out of music I made in the past.
Yeah.
And that song in particular, I know that not everybody loves it, so okay, you don't have to. But that is a remix of a song made by a guy named Tom Perdue who emailed me out of nowhere and was like, "Hey dude, this is back in the 90s." And he was like, "Hey man, I like the music you have on the internet." And then he sent me a tape with remixes of my music on the tape,
Oh,
and I was
wow.
blown away. I'm like, what a nice thing for him to do. So I took one of his albums and remixed the whole album. I was like, yeah, now what? So that's just something that, you know, people who make electronic music, that's something you can do that no one else can do. And I just think it's such a cool thing to do. And I've done that on a number of other occasions, is shown somebody how much I love their music by remixing it. So anyway, that's why I love that jingle.
There you go.
And it also sounds crazy.
So I put a question on there, and I said, what's your sort of potential game of the year so far? You know, we're into nearly September now. We're in August. Have you
Yeah,
got
we are.
any contenders? So I asked people what the contenders might be.
Okay.
Right.
And Major Revenge John Mouse says was released elsewhere early, but it came out on Xbox in 2023, so it counts, which is Arcade Paradise.
Hey,
This is potential game of the year.
hey, how about that?
Shove that in your pipe and look at it
I
for a
know.
while.
So we're going to be playing this next week. So he's already played the Play My Game pitch.
He's already
for
played
next
it.
week.
Play it again.
He's already playing it. It's
Play
his game
it
of the year,
again.
potentially. But Payday 3 could take it, which is, by the way,
That's
coming
right. I
to
did see him say that.
Game Pass next month. That's coming. So
Okay.
we should definitely get together and have a go at Heist in a Bank, I reckon.
I've looked at the games that I've finished this year, and I tell you what, you're right, Stu. There's not a lot of contenders for me.
No. Maybe you should play both.
Maybe I need to crack on and play
Maybe
a
you
lot
need
more.
to crack on and play both of those.
Because the only game
games.
that I've played that came out this year, I don't think there is one actually. Bloody hell!
Oh
Yeah.
no.
All right.
No.
So what else is going on in the threads?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Chopper Kelly said, haven't played a fat lot, but loving Dredge.
Dredge.
Was that last year or did that come out this year?
No, that's come out this year. We played it.
Okay,
It was
okay.
we played
Yeah,
it
I
on
remember
the.
playing it. Well, we
the-
played that last year, didn't we?
For the next Fest
Pokemon
demos,
last
we
year?
played. No, I think it was really early this year when they had it out,
Okay,
when they had the last Next Fest.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we played it, and that's the second person who I've heard say that. So that's two people now. Because Lewis, who we play obviously nerdy board games with, he said that's his game of the year so far too.
Wow.
So Dredge is getting a lot of love. This may change if I get my hands on Starfield or Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, Starfield.
So yeah, so
That could very well be a day one purchase for me, Starfield.
there you go.
Weird that I wouldn't give the same priority to Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm sure I would love it if I played it. But
I know,
Starfield,
it's really
like
good.
I'm a Bethesda fanboy. What can I say?
Yeah, Major Revenge. John Mouse again says, so why am I writing this? They hear that awesome sound clip for the thread section. Also, you said tikka masala was invented in Birmingham. You meant Balti. How very dare you? So this
One
is
of them.
directed at Shinny.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those B.
Get off my back.
Back
Oh,
is
yeah.
another B word. Bitch.
So there you go, and that's it for the threads section this week.
Thanks. Jesus Christ.
Holy.
All right. Is there anything else we need to do before shout-outs?
No, I don't think there is. Let's
thank
do
you
some
all so much. We
shout-outs.
love you
Look,
being
you
part of
too
this.
can
We
hear
gotta
that
wrap
awesome
this shit
sound
up.
clip if you
It's
send
time
us
for a shout out.
threads.
Hey!
Yeah, send us some threads.
Yeah.
All
send
right,
us
I'll go first.
threads.
Shout out to Jacinta. We love hearing from you, and we love hearing how much we've influenced you, because that's what we do. This is to influence people. And
Yeah, that's
shout
the
out
only
to
reason I'm
Saint
doing it.
Deal for also being in touch with us and sending us interesting questions. And shout out to John for playing our game, bitch. And shout out to everybody who sent us threads, and everybody in the chat. I'm sure Chinny will go through those. Everybody who's interested in our shirts, and the people who have shown us so much love. I recently finished rewriting the Confessions of a Video Game Addict, or rather expanding that, because I'm going to be putting out a book about video game stuff at some point. And I got to the part where I was writing about meeting up in 2018, and I wrote about how much I loved that day, and how Chinny had helped me set up the big surprise, and everybody I got to meet for the first time, and it brought back so many happy memories. So
Yeah, it's a great day.
Videos on
Really great
YouTube
day.
if people want to see it.
It is. It is.
Never
it
seen
is.
Stu's face. Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
shocked. More shocked in.
Check out
I've
that-
never. I've still to this day not been ever that shocked.
Well, no, you never will.
Before or after.
Unless somebody's going to pull a 10-year build-up to a great surprise moment.
Yeah, yeah. That was. It was quite amazing that day.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Bethesda, the town in Wales that I went to
Oh
this
yeah.
weekend.
You put that on which
Uh,
platform did you put that on?
I put it on Threads. I
Oh
did put
right,
that on-
yeah, okay.
on
That's
Threads.
interesting.
And on X. I did an X.
Yeah.
Did an
I
X.
have a thing for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we went. I noticed it was literally 5 miles from where we were staying on the way home. So, and I looked and there was a cafe. So I'm like, I've got to go and take a selfie
video
with
game
the
studio.
sign because it's Bethesda,
Yeah.
isn't it? How cool is that?
Sure.
And I made a little bit of a joke at the expense of Bethesda there. I don't know whether you saw
I
this.
didn't even
dude.
see this. I have to look at it now.
Have a look on X.
I
I
don't
saw
know
the
if I'm
picture.
following
I
you
saw
on-
the picture.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
following you on Threads, Stu. What is your handle on Threads?
No, it's Veteran Gamers on Threads.
Oh, you don't use your own.
It's a gaming reference, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know, but it's also went here for breakfast today. Like all three of us went for breakfast.
No, it's got my face on it. Is your face on it?
We're just
God's
supposed to
sake.
decide. Oh, it's the.
Oh my god.
It's
Just
your own
my God.
goddamn Threads.
Just
account.
go along with a joke, all right?
Ah, it's a joke. I get jokes. Yes, it's very cute. I did see that. That is adorable.
Yeah, so when the breakfast was good, so shout out to the cafe we went to. It was a pretty decent breakfast I had. So there you go. So when I had brekkie on the
You
way
had a better
home,
argument, Duke, if you'd have picked on the thread that he did before that, which was a bit of chilled out deep house Friday night, where he's posted his
Let me
fucking DJ
promo my-
content.
Oh, but it's good
I
to
don't
play
always
while
do
you're
that.
playing
I'm not on the
games.
thing anyway.
There's a connection to video games for all of these.
They're
things.
suspicious.
You can listen to the mix while you're playing a racing game. It's perfect. Just saying.
That's weird.
Exactly.
Or even GTA would be perfect soundtrack to GTA.
Enough self-promotion. Shinny, it's your turn.
Yeah, watch my videos that I do. I don't know.
No, do a shout out.
Oh yeah, so I shout out to the people in the chat, which is Nix21, who said, "Can you post a link in the shop?" We haven't got a shop; it's just a JPEG that I've put together. I'm
For
sorry.
all intents and purposes, it's a shop. Stop
Yeah,
splitting
yeah.
hairs.
Kind of a shop. It's on.
it's a shop.
It's on
I'm gonna have to
Discord.
turn my
Why is that
garage
a
into some sort of like delivery sweatshop
exactly,
thing.
like
If I can
the
print the
Feels Good Man
t-shirts
guy.
myself, then
Matt Fury, poor guy.
fucking off I go. Derek Signs, or not Derek Signs, whatever joke we're going with. Soul Brother, James, Hardly Dan, Joysticks and Chill, Lord, Hardly Dan. I've said a lot of Hardly Dan. He does like to chat, doesn't he, Dan? Yeah.
I
so-
gave him a shout out as well when I was writing about building my PC for the first, or replacing my PSU and then building my PC. He was very helpful during both of those.
He's a very helpful chap. He's
He
a very
taught me. I mean, to be fair, when my motherboard broke, without any help from Dan, but because he'd helped me on 2 previous occasions to build a PC, I literally just took it apart and put it back together myself with no
And he
big
had
issues.
nothing to do with you cutting a hole in your case.
No.
with a hammer.
This is no. My new PC doesn't. Well, I say it's new. It's now 3 years old. Nearly
so
4
is
years
mine.
old, this PC now. Yeah, but no, I rebuilt it myself without any direction off Dan because he taught me so well.
I love how on my
I'm sorry,
shout
Chinny,
outs.
I interrupted you on your shout outs.
I speak the least on my own shout out. Shout out to a YouTube channel called Summoning Salt. I've talked about this before. I've watched them many, many years ago, but for some reason I've started watching them again. Summoning Salt makes videos about people that break records in video games. They're very well made, very well written, and really niche. So, for example, one of them is just about one bug or about in Mario Kart 64, and it's the way it's told and the way he must go through hours and hours of footage, and then the world of record breaking in video games is quite fascinating because it's like there's no way you can do it any quicker. There's no way, and then somebody just finds a way. So it's very very cool, and it's this whole
and that's in stark contrast to our podcast where
How you told the story was by far the worst part of the story.
yeah it's barely audible, really, our show. It's hardly you could hardly listen to it. It's ridiculous.
Yep. All right, are there's any other shout outs, Ginny?
No.
All right, I guess we're done.
We are done.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Be in touch. What is it? Veteran Gamers UK?
Something like that.
VG Podcast UK, isn't it?
VG Podcast UK
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Okay. Or do a search for Veteran Gamers Speak Pipe because our website currently is messed up. We're trying to get it back in some shape or form.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, is
It'll
that
happen
not going
soon.
well, is it not?
There's just several steps we got to do because of reasons.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for now. Thank you,
Well,
everybody.
we're trying to make the website into like a landing page, so there's no
we're
link.
making it into a landing page.
But maybe
so right
we
now
can
need to
put
get
the
into PHP steps.
Maybe we
and
can
we'll
put
a link
the
to the thing.
merch
Right.
on there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Maybe have the merch.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Won't you just switch on the television set?
Yeah,
Do something less boring instead. Sitting at home, watch TV. Heard I'm so good to me. Won't you? Won't you? Why don't you?
And now it's got hot new games like The Legend of Soltar.
Plus it cures all diseases, dude!
We need to work out how much to charge for these things.
I know, yeah.
£5 more than you paid.
But how much does Post and Package cost? I don't know. And I've got to buy the I've just bought them on Amazon or put them in my basket in Amazon. The packaging bags that you put them in.
All right. Well, I'm going to pause the recording because
No, this is fascinating.
It's fascinating. People are interested.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't postage and packaging depend on where people are?
In the UK, it's like going to be roughly the same, isn't it? I suppose.
Okay, well, send one, find out how much it is, round up,
Yeah.
and then just make that the postage and packaging.
Yeah, I don't think
we
it's
already
gonna
got an order. So we can do it that way.
Tons. Yeah. All right, I'll order the things.
I mean,
now.
seriously, a $5 markup or £5 markup, is that not?
Yeah,
So
the
if
hood.
shirt
Yeah.
costs. What'd you say the shirt costs you? Each
The
t-shirt costs you
the
13?
hoodies cost me more than I thought they did.
Yeah,
so the actual cost was t-shirts are £13, hoodies are £25. Hoodies are way more expensive.
So 18 for t-shirts and 30 for hoodies. I mean, a hoodie is a substantial piece of clothing. You wear a hoodie for decades.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? A hoodie.
T-shirts-
Yeah.
T-shirts come and go, So, I mean, and that's just off the top of my head. If you want to be more generous, you do a $2 markup or a £2 markup or a $0 markup. I mean, if you want to sell them for cost, fine, but you deserve a little something for your trouble, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to sell them for like profit. I just it's just a case of just like covering costs. Maybe making like £1 or something here and there that we can put in the little pot. Nothing massive. Nothing massive.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, do a quid over what you pay.
Yeah, I'll have to. What I'll do is I'll amend the spreadsheet to have an inbox, if you will.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because in the 2023 we've got the names of the people who are in the Patreon, but I could put T-shirt sales as well underneath that, and you can just put them in there.
Why would I put them in
for
there?
each month? so that because it'll add back into the pot. Because obviously, if you're selling T-shirts, you've taken money out to pay for them, but every time you sell one, you can put the money back in, can't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Do you understand what I mean? Because obviously, you're going to make some of the money you've spent out back on the ones you sell.
Yeah, so we're gonna make about like £1 or £2 on each one or something.
No, but you'll get back the money you've paid for the T-shirts as well, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just stick it back in the pot then, can't you, to buy more T-shirts or whatever with.
Sure.
So you're not making any money. We're just getting the money back you paid out on the T-shirts in the first place.
No, but I'm saying, look, on each one we could make a couple of quid or something.
Yeah, you could do that as well. You can make a couple of quid as well.
Yeah. All right, well, I appreciate y'all doing this, the work of keeping track of all that and actually handling the shirts. I look forward to the. Let me know how much you want me to send you for the Something's Happening shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I'll work it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good week, y'all.
Okie doke.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.